Good morning, everybody. How are you? It's April the 6th. It's Wednesday, April the 6th. Welcome to Stock Markets with Bruce, where I try to help you figure out what's going on in a plain English kind of way. It's your buddy Uncle Bruce here. We've got a down market to start the morning. We've got all kinds of things happening out there, and we got to figure out where it all fits for us. What does it mean? How can we make money in this kind of market? How can we avoid mistakes? Sometimes that's your secret weapon to making money in this market, not making mistakes. Right now is not the time to chase pie in the sky theories of mother of all short squeezes. This is not the day for that. We have got money coming out of the market going elsewhere at the moment. In some cases, in some limited ways. I'm showing the Dow down 233 right now with an hour to go before we open up for trading. We're down about 2/3 of a percentage point. I got S&P off 42.5 points, almost a percentage point lower. NASDAQ down 232 points, and it is 1.6% lower to start the morning already. So we definitely have a negative bias to this market. The Dow is really trailing the markets. The Dow 30 industrial stocks, of course, are the biggest 30, some of the biggest companies, period, in the US. And they're not reacting as quickly as, say, NASDAQ will, because NASDAQ is full of a lot of growth companies, and they're going to react much more quickly to any kind of negative vibe on the markets. S&P is sort of in the middle here. Crude oil, by the way, up $1.27 now. We're at 103.20. All right. We have a bunch of things going on that you have to be aware of. The big talk this morning has been interest rates, because the Fed, the Federal Reserve of the United States, they're about to start talking. They're going to start releasing minutes, and they're going to start talking about their feelings about interest rate rises and what they call the buybacks or the sell-offs, the unloading of assets. The Federal Reserve, and one way to keep interest rates low is to buy bonds that are issued by states, cities, corporations, governments. If the Fed is a buyer of bonds that other entities are issuing to raise money, the bond prices stay high because there's a buyer that is buying up a lot of these bonds that have been issued. The higher the price of a bond, the lower the yield, the lower the interest rate to the customer. Now, you might ask yourself, wait a minute, Bruce, hey, look, I'm not an idiot, They issued the bonds, whoever issued a bond that's paying 4% interest, it's a 4% interest bond. How can there be lower interest rates if it's a 4% bond that was issued as a 4% bond? Well, you are correct, my friend. If the city of Pittsburgh issues bonds to maybe rebuild their sewage system or something, want to build a new water plant, and they issue $100 million in bonds at 4%, anyone who buys the bond when it is issued is going to get 4% on their money. But if you bought a bond from the city of Pittsburgh and you spent, say, $100,000 and you bought $100,000 worth of bonds at 4%, if you get a phone call from your broker, your bond person, your investment advisor, say 2 months later, 3 months later, and says, hey, Chester, hey, listen, I know you bought $100,000 worth of that city of Pittsburgh bond at 4%, but I got to tell you, the bond right now, the actual bond is trading at a higher price than that. Oh, really? What's it going for? I can get you $105,000 right now for that bond. You'd make $5,000 profit if you sold the bond right now. Instead of getting 1% of the 1% interest, because it's been 3 months and you get 1% every 3 months, it's 4% a year. Instead of getting $101,000 by selling the bond to somebody else, that's the $100,000 plus $1,000 in interest earned so far. I can get you $105,000 right now. In 90 days, I can give you $5,000 profit on your bond. You want to just roll this over into a city of Philadelphia bond that they're going to issue in a couple of weeks, or next week or tomorrow? They're going to build their sewage treatment center. They need $100 million. They're offering 4%. You're going to go, yeah, I'll sell my bond for $105,000. That's 5% on my money in 3 months. and I'm just rolling it all into Philadelphia, and let's get 105 of that stuff. And 3 months later, you get a call saying, hey, you want to sell your Philadelphia bond for $110,000, another $5,000 in 3 months? How long do I have to think about this? This is a return I can't get. I can't get $5,000 a year on my bond. I can only get $4,000 a year on my bond. $100,000 worth at 4%. Well, I'm getting $5,000 in 90 days. Of course, I'm going to take this deal. Well, if you were offered this on bond after bond after bond after bond because the Federal Reserve is buying bonds, here's the thing. The Federal Reserve is paying you $105,000, but they're only going to get $4,000 in interest on that $105,000. They're not going to get 4% on the 105,000. They're only getting 4% on 100. So they pay $105,000 to get a $4,000 interest payment. That's less than 4% a year. That's lower interest rates. Now, if the Federal Reserve keeps bidding up bonds to the point where that Pittsburgh bond went out at $1, at par, $1 per dollar to get you 4 cents a year interest, and it starts trading at 120 to pay 4%, to pay 4 cents interest, you're paying $1.20 to get 4 cents. You're not paying $1 to get 4 cents. All of a sudden, you're paying more to get a 4-cent dividend or interest rate per year. This is not good. This is lower rates. This is lower income to you, whoever that bondholder is. Well, the Federal Reserve has been bidding up the price of bonds for 20 years. That's why our interest rates are so low. There's a big buyer to buy up bonds. Now, it's not just the United States government that is doing this through the Federal Reserve. It's not the Federal Reserve alone. By the way, it's not congressmen. It's not your senators. It's not Biden. It's not Trump. It's not Obama. It's not Bush. No president is involved in these purchases. These are Federal Reserve decisions made independently of the Fed, of the federal government. There's no congressmen, no senators, no oversight committees. None of this crap is going on. These are Federal Reserve officials who make their call on keeping our rates low because they want to keep interest rates low to keep the economy going so that we keep spending money. That's why cars have been available to us, those F-150s, for 0.99% financing through Ford Motor Company. Well, where do they get the money to lend it to us for 1%? Ford issues bonds into a bond market that is being supported by the Fed. Ford can raise money at 1%, at half of a percentage point, at 1.25 percentage point. But why would Ford turn around and lend us money at 0.99% on an F-150 when it costs Ford 1.25, maybe 1.5% to borrow the money? Aren't they losing money by borrowing it at 1.5 and then lending it out to us at 0.99? Yeah, in a way, I guess they are. But in reality, you know what they're doing? Hello? Have you figured it out? When you go to your Ford dealer to buy your brand new F-150 and they say to you, oh, we got a deal here. You can get this $60,000 fully loaded F-150 pickup truck with every bell and whistle imaginable at 0.99% financing. Nothing down. Nothing down. 1,000 down. How about a rebate? We'll give you the truck. We'll take your trade-in off of your hands for $15,000. It's a $65,000 truck. You'll pay $50,000, add the taxes. It's $55,000, and you don't have to give us any cash. Just give us that old truck of yours, and drive off the lot with a 0.99% financing. No payments for 90 days, and then you'll make your payments. And it's an 8-year loan on the truck at 0.99%. Why would Ford do that deal? Because they took your truck off your hands for $15,000. They're going to sell it for $20,000 to $22,000 after they wash it up a little bit. They're going to make a little money on that. That's the dealer. But Ford Motor Company, they're getting full retail price from you through the dealer to drive that truck off the lot. Ford is building a $65,000 retail price F-150 for $38,000, $35,000 max. A profit on an F-150 fully loaded pickup truck, which is a low-tech piece of garbage. This is not a high-tech vehicle. There's some computer chips in it, and there's an engine in it. It's 1960 technology. You're buying a 1965 F-150 with newer suspension. I mean, don't kid yourself. This is so low-tech technology that Ford can bang these things off for pennies in the automotive business. They're clearing $25,000 a truck. They don't mind losing 0.5% on the money. They're charging you 0.99% on the retail price of the truck. They're not charging you 0.99% on the cost of building the truck. They're getting 0.99% from you off the full price of the truck. They're making money on this deal hand over fist, and you guys can't get enough of these things. Americans and other Canadians, we just love our F-150s, our Rams, the Dodge Ram trucks, and our GMCs, and the extended cab, and the dualies, and the 1 tons, and the 3/4 tons, and the diesel engine, all 1960s technology, 1970s technology, and their car companies are laughing all the way to the bank, which allows them to make mistakes on everything else they do, including no research into producing electric trucks 15 years ago. They didn't spend a dime to help you make your truck really more efficient by going electric, because they figured, why should we do that? We got lobbyists in Washington to keep it just the way it is. We're not going to change this. We're going to sell to all our Texans and Oklahomans and all our Georgians and all our Californians and all the other folks out there. We're going to sell them these big fat trucks, because that's the American way, baby. Big fat truck with a big gas tank. Let's go. The money is free. The Federal Reserve has kept interest rates down because they're buying the Ford bonds on the aftermarket. Ford issues their bonds at 1.5%, and the Federal Reserve is buying a bunch of those bonds to keep those yields down to 1%. And that's how interest rates have been kept low, and that's how a business keeps on going. And the reserves, the central bank in Europe is doing the same thing, buying up all the bonds from governments and industries. So Fiat bonds and BMW bonds and Volkswagen bonds and all the other companies out there raising cash. The reserves are buying up all the bonds and have been. But now the reversal is taking place because the Federal Reserves are going, inflation is out of control. These people who we let them pour all this money are now raising their prices, and they're raising their prices too high and too fast. And we've got to rein them in. We've got to pull this back. One way to pull it back is we charge our bankers higher money to lend money to you. And the other thing we do is we start selling bonds that we own back into the market, which will make bond prices drop. And instead of the bond trading at 125 on the dollar, it trades at 120 on the dollar, 115 on the dollar. And now the effective yield is rising. Anyone buying the bond from the Fed, that bond used to only return 1% interest. Now it's returning 1.3 or 1.8 or 2.6 or 3.5. This is all going to be the reversal. And now the central bankers are selling off assets, selling off the bonds back to the marketplace, which doesn't need all these bonds, which means the price of bonds goes down. It's kind of like you want to move into a certain neighborhood in your hometown, but that neighborhood is the best neighborhood in town. There's only 4 houses for sale, and there's 25 people who want to buy a house. Guess what happens to the house prices? They go higher because there's 25 buyers for every house that's available. There's only 4 available. But all of a sudden, there's 50 houses available, and there's only 20 buyers. Hey, guess what happens to the house prices? They drop because one house seller is going to undercut the other one, and down go the house prices. And the buyers know, hey, it's a buyer's market. Why would I put in a bid to buy a house for $550,000? I'm going to put in a stink bid at $475,000. Maybe I'll get it because the realtor is telling me that seller's been trying to sell that house for 6 months and no one's put an offer in to buy it. That's what it's all about. Well, that's what's happening with the bond market. And now interest rates are rising across the world as we speak. And the question is, how far will it go? And if you are going to have higher prices on bonds, you've got pension fund managers, hedge fund managers, you've got insurance companies and banks and major investors out there asking themselves, why should I hold stock in Tesla that doesn't pay a dividend when I can buy stock in IBM that does? or I can buy Apple stock. It pays a dividend, or I can buy stock in other companies that pay a dividend. And the dividend that these companies pay, they keep raising their dividends every year or so. They have a record of raising their dividends, which keeps me ahead of the Federal Reserve cost of money. I need my money to make money. If the stock isn't going to go up in a capital gain like it has been, it's not going to go up 15-20% every year anymore, and we're going to level off for a while on the interest on the stock market, then I might as well get a yield and get paid to hold my stock. Does this sound familiar to any of you who are option writers? I need to be paid to hold my stock. Why should I tie up my cash in stock and not get anything for it? Well, another way to do that game is to write call options against your stock to bring in income while you're holding it in any event. Yeah, because GameStop doesn't pay a dividend, and it's not gonna pay a dividend. Yeah, there's a stock split coming and it's a dividend thingy, but that's not a cash dividend. It's just a paper thing, and it's just a split. Don't worry about that. You got to be paid to hold your paper. Now, whether you hold IBM, you can receive a dividend and you can write call options against it. So if IBM doesn't want to go up this year, it wants to stay at 128 to 132 all year long, as an investor, as a hedge fund, as a mutual fund, as a pension fund, what are these guys doing? Well, they're sitting on 1 million shares of IBM. They're bringing in 2-3% interest a year, whatever the yield is on IBM. They're bringing that yield in every year. But they're also writing call options against the stock on top of that. And that is bringing in additional income, more income than the dividend. And there's the return for the year, because the pension fund managers out there are sitting on $25 billion for the Ohio Teachers Pension Fund, or whatever it is. There are zillions of pension funds out there for everything. This management group, they have to bring in a certain percentage return, because the teachers retire every year. As soon as they hit 60, 65, they retire. Some teachers do early retirement and they start collecting pension earlier. There aren't as many teachers being hired these days as in the past either, because of lower demographics. If more people are leaving Ohio than moving into Ohio as a whole, that means there are fewer teachers needed every year going forward, because there are fewer kids. If there are fewer kids, you don't hire as many teachers. If you don't hire as many teachers, you don't have as many people paying into the pension. And if you don't have as many paying into the pension, how does a pension stay ahead and keep paying those retirees? Because those retirees were supposed to be paid out from all the contributions of the working teachers. And wasn't the plan back in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s and the 80s that the state would just keep on growing and growing and growing? And there would be a natural 1% growth rate of the population, and more teachers would be needed every year or so, and there'd be more people paying into the pension. Same with firefighters, same with police officers, same with jail guards, same with the workers at company whatever. This has to pay. Well, managers sometimes are dealing with a shrinking capital coming in because there are fewer paying into the pension, yet they still have to pay out to the pension. They've got to make money on the money they're managing. And it has to pay not only for the manager of the pension to manage the pension, because there's costs involved in collecting the money, allocating the money, paying out the benefits, doing all the paperwork, the taxation reporting, all that stuff. You got to make money on top of that to keep the pension fund alive. So what do? Well, you own bonds. Yeah, but the bonds are, if they're paying lower interest, that's not enough to offset inflation. If inflation's 8%, even a bond that's going up in percentage, if it's paying, a bond was paying 2% interest, now I can get 3% interest. That's great, but inflation is 8. I need better than that. Well, what are they doing? They're selling off bonds to get into writing call options on stocks. But you can't have all your money into stocks. You can't have all your money into bonds. You have to have an allocation. You can't have more than 0.5% of any of the money in any one investment. You have to divvy it out. So you've got at least 200 different investments, and you're covering blue chip, growth, international, banking, real estate investing. You're covering high tech investing. You're covering all the gamuts because you're a pension. You're supposed to spread your risk out. Don't have your money in any one place. That's what these professionals do. But once they've got all those allocations done, they got to make those allocations pay. And this is where you come in. You guys are writing options on whatever you're owning to bring in income to pay the bills. And you've got a problem coming up, kids. The problem is it's already here. 8% inflation, maybe 10%, depending on where you live and what you're spending money on. Interest rates are going higher, which means some of you are going to roll over your mortgages this year, next year, the year after, at a higher rate than you had it before. So you know your payment for your house is going up. Hopefully you're paying it down, and you'll be all right. Some of you need a new car. You haven't bought a new car in 5 years. You've been driving the old jalopy longer than you would normally keep a vehicle because we had COVID. You didn't drive very much, and you went from a 3-car family to a 2-car family. All that stuff. Furniture's wearing out. You haven't been on a trip for a while. Everything's gone up in price. Groceries are higher. Insurance is going up. Gas is higher. You need more income. Now, the boss, you might be able to get the boss to give you a 5-10% raise. Yep, you might. But after tax, you do your numbers and you're going, yeah, I'm no further ahead here. We're just treading water. And with all these costs piling up, we're actually losing ground. We need to bring in additional income. And this is where what we're doing here, writing options, comes in handy. Another thing going on today that I wanted to bring your attention to, apart from the Fed raising rates, this is a big concern right now for money managers, and that's why the markets are uneasy today. The reports that have been coming out the last couple of days about the war crimes in the Ukraine. I want to bring your attention to one little thingy here. This morning, there are reports coming out that the media in Russia is claiming that all the photos, all the thousands of photographs coming out of these areas in Ukraine where Russian forces had allegedly made all these war crimes, all fake. It's all fake news. Does that sound familiar to you guys? Now we find out also this morning that in China, the media there is showing blurred images of these areas, and they're blaming the United States. It's all America's fault. It's all because of the Americans. These guys want you in the USA to keep buying their made in China crap. And at the same time, they're asking you and trying to get you to buy their merchandise. They're blaming America for all the problems in the Ukraine. They're not going to blame Russia. They're going to praise Russia. They're going to praise Russia, and they're going to back them up. They're going to buy all their coal, all their natural gas and oil. They're going to keep Russia in business. And China will pay Russia in any currency Russia wants because the Chinese and the Russians are tight. And you have to ask yourself, as a Canadian, as an American, someone from the United Kingdom, someone from Europe, wherever you're watching me from, the Caribbean, Asia, down under, I don't care where you are, you got to ask yourself, am I interested in supporting a regime that is blaming the West for what is happening in Ukraine? Like it's our fault what's going on over there? These Russians massacre these people. There are satellite images, by the way, that have been provided through the Pentagon and other entities, the Western entities, showing images of these areas where the Russians had created these atrocities. There are images of bodies in the streets and in fields and everywhere else where these people were murdered that were discovered 2 weeks later by the Ukrainian forces as the Russians backed off. Because the Russians had done so much carnage, they couldn't clean it up fast enough. And they weren't interested in cleaning it up. They were more interested in allowing bodies to decompose in the open air and let the dogs get at them, to just show the rest of the villagers, don't mess with us because this could happen to you. You see Uncle Chester over there? Yeah, the dogs are eating him right now. You're next. Don't mess with us. Well, they didn't clean that up when they left town. They left that behind. Those images from 2 weeks ago when Chester was shot and left to rot there, they were already known to the world intelligence officers. And now these images are being released. China's calling it all fake. Russia's calling it all fake. These are all just touched up photographs. None of this is real. There are images upon images upon images from different sources, all confirming the exact same thing. And I'm asking you, when the next time you go into a Walmart store and a Target store and your favorite Costco, do you think you might want to look at the label where the stuff was made that you're thinking of buying? Do you think maybe it's time that we begin consciously deciding that I'm not going to buy anything that's made in China? I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to hold off for a while. These people just don't seem to get it at the top. Now, I'm not mad at average Chinese people. I'm not angry at average Russian people. They're fine human beings. I'm certain of it. I'm PO'd about and upset about, as I think you should be, are these hierarchy people at the top who want to keep everything just the way it is. The dollars flow into the countries. The banks are controlled by the government. Media controlled by the government. Jails, courts, everything by the government. All the government's controlled by guys who never leave. They never get defeated in an election. They never have to run against an opponent that is alive during the election. A lot of these guys mysteriously disappear or get arrested for fraud, and these guys never lose an election. These are the ones. And these are the guys who are benefiting from the system the way it is. Trickle-down economics is what it is over there, and the folks at the bottom are trickling along just trying to get by, and they're not the problem. They're the innocent victims of their labor going into a regime that is corrupt at every level. You might say the same thing about your own government. Fair enough. Everyone has their opinion. It's okay. But at the end of the day, when it comes right down to it, and the world media spotlights these atrocities, and you have countries like Russia and China and friends of theirs saying it's all fake, it's all been staged by the Americans. And as a matter of fact, it's all the Americans and the Canadians and the Brits and the French and the Germans. It's all their fault. And there's the answer that we have, and we're not going to change our story because we can't get voted out of office. So, yeah. Well, the only weapon we have that's available to us, and it's a powerful one, is the almighty dollar, because they are addicted to our money. They are addicted to our cash. And we have ways to get even. It is a slow motion water torture kind of way to do it. But if you boycott certain countries from your shopping list and are diligent about it, it'll have a profound impact at the higher levels. But anyway, that no one in the media talks about this. You don't see Fox News telling you not to buy made in China goods. You're not seeing CNN tell you that. You're not seeing your local newspaper and your local paper or your local radio stations all talking about boycotting made in China goods. No one talks about it, but that's actually your weapon. It is your weapon collectively that you can utilize whenever you want, but we have to want to do it. What I keep asking myself is, why does this company right here, this little outfit right here, why are these guys still making this thing in China? Why aren't there plans underway already, secretly, to have this made somewhere else? I feel guilty using this thing because of where it's made. You notice on here it doesn't tell you where it's made. You don't see that. Where's this thing made? This big ass iPad I got here with this logo on it. You see this? I wonder. It says here on the bottom, you see where it says iPad down there? Can you see that? Yeah, let me zoom in on that. Okay. Designed by Apple in California, assembled in China, right? Why can't this be assembled in Mexico? I haven't got a problem with Mexicans making these. I don't have a problem with Californians making these, or Texans, or Iowans, or Canadians. I would love to see this being made in Ontario. I wouldn't have a problem with this being assembled I wouldn't have a problem having this assembled in the Ukraine, as a matter of fact. I wouldn't mind if these were assembled in the Ukraine. Wouldn't mind one bit. It'd be just fine with me. But I do have a problem. I think I have a problem with it being assembled in China. I have a problem with that because it's not just assembled in China. The parts are made in China. They're not telling us the whole story. All the parts from all the manufacturers, tons of these manufacturers who supply parts to this company. I'm talking to you on a MacBook Pro, which is another Apple product. All the parts are made outside, pretty well outside the USA. Very few are made inside the United States. They're made in countries where it's really cheap to operate, where the labor laws are absolutely horrific, where no American would be caught dead working in a factory under the conditions that the people are working under to make these products. This is the world's largest corporation, the most valuable company on the face of the earth, the company that makes the most money. It makes more money than countries. And this company is still producing product in a regime that blames America for war crimes in the Ukraine. And I'm just kind of going, guys, Cupertino, wake the hell up. When are you guys getting with the program here? You're supposed to be leaders. I don't want you to be reactive. You're supposed to be proactive. Get your act together. You know the story. You know what's going on. You're not stupid. You're very well attuned as to what's happening. I don't understand why the silent treatment and no accountability anywhere. I really have problems with this. Now, we have known for 10 years, 15 years, many of us have known that the working conditions at the Foxconn factory in China is just horrific. People have committed suicide because of the stresses from their bosses. Apple has always said, well, you know, it's a contractor and we can't control how the contractor, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, bullshit. Complete bunk. I don't care what the contractor says to you or whatever. I don't care. I don't want to know. I don't want to hear that argument. I want action. I want results. Yeah, I understand that, you know, if you get a factory built somewhere else, you may not make as many dollars per unit. It might cost you a bit more. But, you know, I haven't seen you guys have any problem whatsoever jacking up the price of an iPhone by $50 every time you bring out a new version. I don't see you having any problem getting the money. So I'm having, it's a tough one for me to swallow. All right. Look, I'm a loyal follower of the stock. I'm a loyal follower of the product. Obviously, I'm on the air with it. But I gotta tell you, man, you lead by example, and sometimes actions speak louder than words. And I am not seeing action that is making me proud to have this logo on these items. With what I see going on and what I hear going on by the government, where you are doing your business. There are companies in around the world who have been crucified by American consumers, German consumers, French consumers, Canadian consumers for any kind of a association with various causes, entities, and what have you. And yet Apple seems to get away with this and others. I'm not only talking about Apple here. The Dow 30 and the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100 are riddled with companies who are exploiting workers from these areas that are run by governments that are really repressive. And we're supporting the whole deal. Every time you buy one of these, through your phone company or whatever, you're actually supporting the Communist Party in China. You're making the folks in Beijing stronger, and they can buy more bullets, they can buy more weapon systems, they can arm up more of their islands in the South China Sea, and they can back up their pal, Mr. Ung, or whatever his name is, in North Korea, Il Ing, or whatever his name is, to keep producing intercontinental missiles, which are slowly but surely going to be aimed at the United States of America and Canada. That's their plan. We're helping them get there. Knowingly, we know it. And it is really disappointing. And I really wonder, when are we going to stand up and go, enough's enough? And this Ukraine thing is the tip of the iceberg of the crap that's going on out there. We just happen to see it because it's in focus right now. It's in focus. What's been happening in Syria the last 15 years? Worse, worse than Ukraine. But we don't see it over there like we do with Ukraine. Why? Have you noticed the skin color of people from Ukraine? Have you noticed it by chance? Does it kind of look like relatives you know, people you're familiar with? Do you know what the skin color is of most of the Syrians out there? We just don't have as many friends that of that ilk, do we? It's an uncomfortable thing to talk about, but it's the truth. We don't give a crap about Syrians. We give a crap about Ukrainians because Ukrainians, there are relatives here about Ukrainians that we care about because it's embedded into our society. And it bugs us to no end that see what's going on over there. That's it. That it ain't pretty, it's just reality. And business is business. The Godfather movies have got it so correct that when Michael Corleone said, it's not personal, it's just business. That's what's going on. Why does China go to the UN and say that the imagery is fake, just like the Russians say it's fake? It's not personal. It's not like Russians hate Americans. It's just business. There's business being conducted here, and it's territorial business. And right now, there's a guy mucking it up. And Putin wants to unmuck it up. And he will go to any length to prove the point to any other state that wants to stand up to Russia. You want to mess with us? Here's what we'll do to you. And we don't care what the repercussions are on the globe. We don't care what the repercussions are to our own citizens. And the Chinese are going, we're backing you up 110%. We have 1.3 billion victims over here. We can make them do anything we want because we control the food supply. These people will do whatever we want them to do under the guise of national security. And there you go. It's not personal. It's just business. Well, we do business too. We do a lot of business. As a matter of fact, that's what we live for. Here in North America and in Europe, we love doing business. Well, there's business we can do and there's business we don't have to do. We have the freedom to choose what we want to buy and where we want to buy it from. And maybe boycotting Chinese goods and other countries supporting the Russians is a way to start the ball rolling. Perhaps Hungarian goods have to be put on the don't buy list. Maybe goods from Serbia are no longer welcome any longer. If these guys don't want to condemn the Russians for annihilating Ukrainians, maybe we start boycotting their goods too. We start keeping score. It's not personal. I love Hungarians. I love Serbians. It's just business. I don't like the kind of business that's being done right now over there. It's dirty business. It is disgusting business. The Second World War ended in 1945. I wanted that to end too. All that crap that went on in the 40s, I want all that to end. It's not ending. So maybe we have to conduct business in a different way. Maybe the almighty dollar is the way to get the point across, because that seems to be the only thing that is a commonality. The money. It's all about the money. Anyway, kids, welcome to the channel. The old man's ranting today. We have to make money in the market. Look, if you're going to be an option writer and you're going to make money from writing options on stock you have or by buying in the money call options and writing calls against those, if you want to write calls against ETFs, you want to write calls against whatever investments you have, I've got good news for you. I really do. You do not have to fear a market surge to get you offside, because I do not see the markets having a great rest of the year this year. The kind of talk that is coming out of Washington and New York now with regards to higher interest rates and the possibility of a slowdown in the economy is telling me that the markets are not going to hit new record highs later this year. It's very unlikely that that's going to happen. We're hanging around the record highs. Yeah, we're within 5-10% of the all-time highs, but I just don't see us setting record highs in the next 3 to 6 months. I see too much uncertainty, too much supply chain problems going on. I see too much worries of inflation and what have you, with interest rates going higher. The slowdown might be happening. Maybe not in the US. It could well be, though, that Europe enters a deeper recession than first thought, and that retards the American economy. It doesn't kill it, it just holds it back. So it doesn't grow at 4 or 5%, it grows at 2%. Europe might go into recession and shrink 1% instead of breaking even. That'll hurt the Chinese as well, obviously, because they're an export economy. Same with Japan and South Korea, export economies. They need to export goods to other countries to make a go. Vietnam is an export economy, and so on and so on. There will be problems there. But at the end of the day, it comes down to American corporations. How will companies in America do selling to Americans? And if Americans feel that they shouldn't be so loosey-goosey with their cash, that they should be a little more conservative with their capital due to higher mortgage rates, higher credit costs, higher fees for all services, all goods, Americans are going to be a little more cautious, as they should. Canadians are doing the same thing. It's going to be done through all of South America, all of Europe. We're going to be much more cautious on how we spend our money. We're just going to be cheaper about it. Well, that's not good for the expansion of an economy. But, the Fed is kind of going, well, that's what we want. We want the economy to kind of cool off a little bit. Don't get overheated, because we don't want 8-10% interest rates. We want inflation not at 8-10%. We want inflation at 2 to 4%. We'd rather have that. We can live with that. And with that, we can have calm interest rates, 3-4% interest rates. But if we're going to get 8-10-12% inflation, we're going to have to raise rates 6-7-8%. We're going to have to make it more painful. Well, there's the future. Anyway, if you're an option writer, good news. You do not need to fear the upside. You can write into strength. You can write into this, write contracts into these stocks and enjoy the premium depreciation, because there always will be gamblers who are the opposite. They're thinking the opposite of what reality is. They're going to go, oh, the markets are going to go to record highs. It's going to be great. The midterms, all the Republicans are going to take over again, and it's going to be the good old days under Trump. The markets are going to hit all-time record highs. Business confidence will be at all-time highs, and it's going to be great. Of course, the reality is that business will come to Washington for big, fat social handouts like they got the last time the Republicans were running Washington. They're going to get the biggest tax breaks, the biggest deals, the biggest relaxation of regulations everywhere, and they're going to do nothing in return for it other than do stock buybacks and allow their executives to just cash in royally. That's what's going to happen if that's going to happen. In the meantime, write options against all this stuff because you do not have to fear the market going to all-time record highs. Corporate America is going to look for the easy way out, and they always get it if they have enough lobbying dollars to buy their easy way out. And that allows you guys to cash in on American uninspired ingenuity. There's a lot of corporate America where they don't want to invent anything better, newer, and more efficient. They just want it the way it is, because the way it is good. And they just want to keep racking in the money, like an F-150 pickup truck. Why should Ford spend billions of dollars to create a fancy electric truck when they can keep making the gas version and convince state governments to give up the gas tax? And they can convince the federal government of the United States to tap into the strategic reserve of the country to appease investors in consumers and voters by keeping the price of gas down 20 cents a gallon here, 15 cents a gallon there. This is how you get votes, because the thinking is, well, we can keep gas at the low $3 level instead of the high $4 level. There's a chance we'll all get reelected. That's the thinking at state capitals and in Washington. And if it requires the security of the United States of America by releasing 180 million barrels of precious fuel designed for the U.S. military to reelect state federal politicians, so be it. My Congress seat is more important than the security of the United States of America. That's what they're saying. That's what they're doing. And every state across the U.S. that is cutting the state taxes on gasoline, screw the environment. Screw the Paris Accord. Screw that. Screw the security of the US. Screw the security of our state budget to pay for expenses we know we have. Screw all that. I got to get reelected, man. I'm running for reelection. Have you heard that the midterms are this November? Have you noticed by chance in the USA that all of these programs to cut gasoline prices, they all expire at the end of the year? Why is that? Why is it that these programs are only good until the end of the year? What's happening between now and the end of the year that would cause all these politicians to make all of these moves to help you and your family reduce your cost of energy, but it all expires in December? What happened prior to December that would make all of these programs end so suddenly? Gee, could it be the midterms coming up in November? Do you think? Hello? And who's pushing the extension of all this? The lobbyists in Washington and every state capital. And who are the lobbyists? Every major oil company, every car company, every corporate outfit. Keep this game going because it's a good game we got going here. Because it's good for the American family. Sanctity and the security of the United States of America, don't worry about it. We have nukes. No one's going to bother invading us. We have nukes. It's fine. Yeah, there you go. It's not personal. It's just business. Okay, this is not a personal thing. It's just business. And don't get mad at me. I'm just telling you, it's not personal. It's just business. And business is good. We want to keep it that way. So there you go. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining me. We have 14 minutes to go before we open today. What's going to happen today? How many of you are writing contracts? How much money are you going to make on your options today? Gamestop, 149.50. Do you think we're going to see 135? I think so. We might see 135 today. We might. We dropped $15, $18 yesterday. Why can't we drop 15, 18 more today? That'll take us to 131. It's possible. Those of you who have written call options out there on GameStop, those of you who did rollovers in the last 2 weeks where you had to buy back a call at $65 to write a call for $68, those of you who have moved up from the 100 strike price to the 120 strike price, or you went from 90 to 110 or 115, a lot of you out there are in a position right now where you're going, wow, that was close. The stock went all the way up to $200 a share, and now it's back to 150. Man, I'm a lot better looking now than I was a week ago. What about if your stock hits 135 today? Have you done any homework? Have you done any scheming here? It's time to do some business. It's time to take a look at your option chains, and it's time to try to figure out what will those call options you wrote trade for if the shares drop to 135 a piece today on GameStop. You have to know this information. If you're really, truly going to be an option writer and you really want to make money writing options, you've got to know your exit strategy. And it's possible that for a whole bunch of you out there who you have not even thought about this, that if the shares drop to 135 today for 15 minutes, just for 15 lousy minutes, you might be able to buy back your call options that you wrote a few days ago. Last Thursday, last Wednesday, you wrote calls that brought you $78 because you had to pay $75 to buy back a contract, or you wrote a contract for $62 that you wrote because you bought one back earlier for $68. Those contracts have dropped in value, the ones that you've written. Well, what would they be trading at if your stock hits 135 today? One way to figure it out, it's easy. Look at the option chain that's out there. All the contracts be below and above your contract, whatever your expiry date is, whatever your exercise price is. And take a look at the contracts that are $15 further out of the money than yours. So if you've got a 125 call out there that expires in 2 weeks or in 2 months, take a look at the contract $15 further out of the money than your contract. See what it's going for right now. That's what your contract will trade for if this stock drops $15 today. Just so you know. That gives you a heads up. Now, for some of you, depending on the contract you have and how long it has to go, you may find that a $15 drop in the stock price might mean a $9 drop in the value of your call option. In other words, you can buy it back for $9 less than it's trading for right as of last night's close. You may find that that number, that $9 differential, is so dramatic that with the contract already having fallen in price because the stock's gone from 190 whatever to 150, it goes down to 135. This value, a drop in value of these calls that you wrote last week, is now so significant that it not only made up whatever you lost on a rollover if you had a loss, it's made you money. Or you may find that you can walk away scot-free and buy back those calls for such a cheap price that in your account, you're even on your dollars, and yet your stock is still up $55 a share from $80 a share 3 weeks ago to $135 this afternoon. And if the shares want to close this afternoon at $145, you're up another $10. What are you doing now? You're getting ready to write new contracts against your stock, but you're not going to write January 2023 contracts. You're going to write April contracts, May contracts. You're back to the 2-3 week game because the stock has come back to you. Open up your option chains and check out where you're at. You have to do your homework now. This is the pre-opening. This is what you're supposed to be doing as an option writer. You're supposed to be aware at all times where your options are now and where they could be with a $10 run in the market or a $10, $12 drop or a $15 or a $20, whatever it is. You've got to put in stink bids to get back these contracts for super cheap prices. Those of you who have written calls the last 3 days and last week, there are viewers here who have written 200s, 210s, 190s, 180s, 175s. A whole bunch of you have written call options that are going to die this Friday, or they're going to die next Friday, or the Friday after, or next Thursday and the Friday for that. You guys have got to do your homework. You've got to put your stink bids in here. Some of you folks are already sitting on 50 to 60% profits, and you might have yourself 75, 80% profits today. You might as well start cashing in. Might want to start looking at putting in stink bids to cash in and buy back these calls so you can get ready to write new calls. Because if you wrote $210 calls last week, you should be actively looking to pick those back up and get ready to write 180 calls or maybe 170 calls, even though the stock is 150 right now. Maybe it'll be 145, maybe 142 by the time you buy your call back. You're going to now write 170, 75. So you want to be ahead of the market and be conservative about it? Great. Get back those 210s and now start writing 175s, maybe for next week, Thursday, or the Friday after that, or the Friday after that. You want to buy back calls for cheap money. You can get calls back in your hand between $2 and $6 a piece. Turn around and now write $12 to $18 calls instead. Get going. It's time to put cash in your account, build up your war chest, and take advantage of these swings. All right, so get going. That's what you got to do if you want to be serious about doing this. This is your new job. This is what you do for a living now. It's time to analyze and not get lucky. There is no luck in writing call options. There's strategy. You're an assassin. You're a sniper. You're supposed to be a sniper at all times. First, you're sniping the sale of a contract when you create it. Then you're the sniper to buy it back. And then you're a sniper to rewrite again. And this is what you have to do for a living. And there is no lazy way around it or lucky or fluky way around it. It is strategy. And stink bids and stink offers are the weapons you have to use in your arsenal of weapons. Apart from time and strike price, you've got to be on top of all of this as an option writer. All right? So get to work. Get on it. Keep us posted, and let's see how we do today. We got 6 minutes to go before we open for trading. We're going to see how the rest of the market is doing right now. I'm still showing the Dow down 222 points in the pre-open. I've got S&P down 39. I got NASDAQ down 220. Oil up 47 cents. So the markets are absolutely poised for option writers to make money. I'm showing Rocket Lab down 11 cents to 809. I'm showing SoFi at 893 down 19. GameStop at 150.49, 149.85 is jumping around here. 149.85 right now. I got AMC down 65 cents. It's getting no help at all from anywhere. It's at 2056 down 65 cents. Matterport down 27 cents now to 790. We've got 23andMe down 15 cents to 363. We have Spire Global up 4 cents to 215 a share. We got ATIP at 180 down a nickel. Story came out this morning. Deutsche Bank initiates coverage on ATIP, calling it a hold with a $2 price target. So it's a nothing burger from their end, but they're now covering it. Smart Rent down to nickel, 476. Sextera is up 18 cents to 12.75. We're less than $1 away from the all-time high on Sextera. Apple today down 266, 172.40, running into resistance here. Goldman down $2 at 321. Down yesterday, 425. Cisco down 32 cents to 54.60. Tesla down $21 at 1,069 or so. ARC Innovation down 186 to 64.63. Microsoft is down $6.42 this morning. It dropped $4 yesterday. So we've gone from $314 to $15 a share to $304.60. It's definitely coming in again. Bed Bath Beyond down 31 cents to 21.50. Pfizer off 21 cents to 51.04. There's a brief recap of some of our favorites that we like to watch. Our markets are lower going into the opening. They're not looking great. They're not looking super disastrous, but there is definitely a sell wave coming into the markets at the moment. The oil prices, crude is up 59 cents a barrel to 102.55. We seem to be kind of hanging around this 100 to 105 neighborhood right now. There is where we're at right now with 3 minutes to go in your pre-trading day. We're about to start trading. Thank you all of you for joining us. So hope you don't mind the rants this morning, but we got to say it the way it is. There's some real nonsense going on out there, and it's business. And it's ugly business from time to time. That's what seems to be coming along here. We're seeing too much bad behavior, and yet no one does a damn thing about it. And so there you go. You got to get your pound of flesh, people. You've got to make money. Those of you out there who are trying to write options and make some extra money on the side, you better figure out how to make $1,000 a month more than what you used to get paid from your employer, because after tax, you're going to need that money to pay your bills. It's going to become hundreds of dollars more expensive to get by later this year than it was 2 years ago. And your employer may or may not be there for you to give you that kind of a raise that you deserve. It may well be that you get laid off because your employer can't cut it. Your employer may cut back expenses to make ends meet, and you might be the expense that gets let go. You might be the person that gets offered a 4% raise as a take it or leave it offer, and the 4% isn't going to cut it. And you've got to ask yourself, what am I going to do? This is why a lot of folks have already joined and have entered the great resignation game. They're looking for ways to make it work for them rather than make it work for just their employer. It's a one-way street over there, and it's not going your direction. You're not senior management, and you're never going to be treated like the top 10 percentile over there. And so you're on your own. And this is why so many of you have figured out, you know what? I'm going to write options instead, or I'm going to become a self-employed individual at home. I'm going to do contract work. I'm going to team up with an ex-coworker. We're pals, and my coworker does this, I do that. We as a team can do really well together, and he or she is going to work from their house. I'm going to work from my house, and we're going to collaborate together and get work together. That is being done more and more and more by individuals now. They're teaming up in little groups of 2, 3, 4, 5 people in a pod, even though they're not in the same office, and they're walking from their employers. They are running from their employers, because they find that they can sell themselves as a unit on a per project basis to the point where they're making so much an hour they had no idea that they could make 3, 4, 5 times the amount of money per hour for themselves than as an employee of an entity. It's a huge awakening, and I welcome all of you to the party. Not Larry, Red Shirt Titus is here and has rung the bells. Thank you, DQ, for that. We're up and we're running. We have begun to start trading. Let's find out what this market has in store for us today. We've got so much to look forward to and keep an eye on. It's just never a dull moment. It's an ugly world out there, kids, but you have to learn to get your pound of flesh and keep going. That's what it's all about. Sorry to say. We're down 250, 220 on the Dow, down 220 now, 226. Early indications. We're looking at a 36-point loss on S&P and 183 right now on NASDAQ, as best as I can tell you. I've got GameStop showing 152.07, I think, down 152. This I don't think is going to last. We're not going to hold 150 very long, in my opinion. I think we're into the 145 level pretty quickly here, maybe lower. 182,000 so far traded this morning. 181, 150, 185 last indicated trade, but these few seconds are not accurate yet. We'll see what's going on. All right, Nicholas said, let's get this day over with. John, Uncle Bruce, who's DQ, laughing out loud. Bobby, come on. The Hackman, make Spire get higher. Let's see here. What is going on? DQ is our bellman. There you go, says Kiwi. We've got the Dow now down 231. Rocket Lab down 2 pennies to 818. I'm showing SoFi at 895 right now, down 17 cents. GameStop 150.26. We're about to lose the 150 level here. We've got AMC at 20.89, down 32 cents. It's under 21, heading for 20, heading for 19. Haycroft Mining down 13 cents again to 196.5. The $2 level didn't hold. 2.5 million volume, and it couldn't even hold $2. We're going lower. Matterport 7.89, down 28 cents. We've got ME at 3.68, down a dime. We've got Spire up a penny at 2.12. We have ATIP 1.80, down a nickel now. Spire, Smart Rent, is Smart Rent down 2 cents to 4.79. Sextera showing down 17 to 12.40. Pfizer up 12 cents to 51.36. Robinhood down 34 to 12.67. We're down 36 cents on Robinhood and falling. Vanik down another 5.76 to 2.52. Home Depot 2.99 a share, under 300, down $5. IBM 127.85, down $1. Microsoft down 4.50 to 3.06. Apple down $2 to 1.73. Goldman down 4.68 to 3.19. Yep, we're down $4 odd this morning. Cisco 54.36, down 56. Facebook 2.27, down $4. Amazon down 46. Tesla down 26. Google down $35. Bed Bath Beyond down 70 cents. BlackBerry down 11. Royal Caribbean down 2.78 to 80.66 right now on Royal Caribbean. We're down $1 on Norwegian, down 79 on Carnival. Target down 324, JP Morgan down 137, Costco down 450, Walmart down 54, Nvidia down 786. Supply chain issues coming around there. Issues. American down 73 cents a share. Netflix down 621. We've got Moderna down $1.95. So it's red, no question about it. 287 on the Dow now. 47 plus points on S&P. 205 point drop on NASDAQ at the moment. 150.85 on GameStop. The low of the day showing officially 149.70 so far. 150.85 right now on GameStop shares. We're going lower. Rocket Lab 804 down 16. SoFi 888 down 24 cents. Under pressure. Again, AMC 2062. Down 58 cents, and Hycroft Mining 198.5. There it is. Let's go. I'm going to scoop up some SoFi here and get these deals. Why not? Scoop this stuff up and go with it. Rob Gaiotti got a stink bid for 856 for another 100. The VIX is up to 23. Beach Boy, hi, Uncle Bruce. What do you think limits to buy back GameStop 110 July's for 46.75 and 160s for 23.75? Is that good? Move lower, wait on the one or the other. I'm going to have to look into this a little more deeply, but definitely if you want to put in some real stink bids here, just in case we see a $15 drop sometime today on GameStop. I am looking for a pullback here again to match yesterday's pullback. It just wouldn't surprise me if we backed off to that kind of an extent. It is a stock that is going to give up some ground here because all the news is out. You sell on the news. We're 149.70 right now. This is the low of the day. Looking at 110 calls for July 15th. They're 53.35 bid. That might have been last night's trade. Looking to buy them at 46.75. Definitely in the wheelhouse there. 160s are showing 29.65 last night. 23.75 might be the stink bid to go with and see what it does. And if those numbers work out for you, fabulous, absolutely fabulous. And then we'll see what you write next, because once a writer, always a writer. We're down 278 now, 286 now on the Dow. We're going for a 300-point drop, it looks like. $8.05 on Rocket Lab, 886 on SoFi, 149.91 on GameStop. The low trade on GameStop today has been 149, I think 70. 149.70 has been the low trade on GameStop, and I don't think that's going to be the low trade of the day, just from where I'm sitting here. Coyote, please sell us your SoFi. We want more. We are hungry, simple beasts. It's all it is. Let's see. Rob, I sold a 160 for next Friday for 750. Already got my stink bid close to close it out at $3. Of course, Rob, next Thursday is when they expire. They won't even expire next Friday. Next Thursday, because of Good Friday, we're closed. So yeah, way to go, buddy. Good morning, simpletons from Duncan, Alberto. Nice work, Rob. Way to scoop some premiums here. 149.83 now on GameStop. Approaching the low of the day again of 149.70. Volume on GameStop, 353,000, and we're now at 149.73, right at about the low of the day yet again. That is what's going on. Yeah, 149.71 now. We're going lower on this bid. This bid will not hold. We're going below 149.70 for sure. The Dow now down 273, Rocket Lab 805, SoFi 887. We got AMC at 2045 now. We got Matterport at 780. We got ME at 361, Spire 209, ATIP 178, SmartRent 477, Cyxtera 1237, and Pfizer trying to go higher with an 81-cent gain at 52.05. I think that's a dead cat bounce. We'll see how this all plays out. Interesting stuff. 149.78, 149.70, says Rob. We're right at that low, and I don't think we can hold it. I just sense we're going to go lower. We'll see. It's profit taking time, sell on the news time, reassess, consolidation, whatever you want to call it. But you can't go from 78 to 204 in 10 days and expect to hold it. You can't. And if you don't have the volume, you don't do 10 million a day, 15 million a day, you're only doing 3, 4, 5 million a day trading, you're not going to hold these prices. It's just not happening on GameStop. Let's see what else is going on here. Thank you all for following, being around, watching this market with me. 150.30 right now on GameStop, trying to hold on. 150.14 now. Not going very far, very fast on GameStop. We're down 284, 285 on the Dow. 47-point drop on S&P. NASDAQ down 234. NASDAQ is down 1 2/3 percentage points. S&P is down 1%. The Dow is down 0.8 of a percentage point. That's what's going on. Anyway, there it is. And here we go. Rob, yeah, think of all the people who bought 2 weeks ago at 80. Then saw it run to 200, thought, oh, maybe I'll hold off. Now it's back to down $50. They're going to sell their stock. They're going to get out. Well, that's the thing. This is the psychological torture that people who bought the stock running it all the way up to 200, they're wondering, should I still hold it or should I get out or what should I do? And you're going to see this fluctuation now, a lot of turning and burning. 152 on GameStop, a little attempted rally. You sell into strength, kids. Sell into strength. That's all there is to it. Anyway, there you have it right now. This is what's going on. A whole lot of wonder and worry right now. 151.56 again on GameStop. SoFi 887 down a quarter. Rocket Lab 804 down 16. The Dow down 281. 199.5 on Hycroft Mining. Pressure. People are asking, who's the best option writer? The best option writer is the patient option writer. The one with the best patience, the one with the planning out the game plan. If you know what your contract will trade at if the stock goes up $5 or $10 a share or down $5 or $10 a share. You know your ranges of what your contract can do. This gives you the intelligence and the maturity and the ability to remain calm while markets do their gyrations. You become very comfortable in your skin, become very comfortable in the way the market behaves. GameStop now back to 150.50, just dropped $2 a share in 2 minutes. You become very comfortable in your environment and you become very methodical in your objectives and how you're going to execute your plan. By the way, the Dow now down 298.3. We're going to be down 300 here. Yep, we're down 300 points right now on the Dow. So yeah, we're looking for how these shares are going to react and how they're going to perform. There's no way GameStop is going up $20 a share if the Dow's off 300 points in 12 minutes. Where do you think that's coming from? The money, smart money is getting out. Big money is moving and shifting right now into other stocks. And the drop in the NASDAQ and the indexes are a clear indication of what this means. And there's no way GameStop is just going to all by itself go to the moon. That's just not going to happen. 150.94 on GameStop. Vilbas, I've been waiting to buy back in under 150. I had a 141 stinker, but I have lowered it a bit. My main goal is to buy back with enough leftover to add 100 SoFi as well. I got 15 grand to spend. There you go. Let's see. Dave Dees is in the house. How you doing, buddy? And let's go. What else is going on? Let's go. Yeah. Okay, people talking about the best option writers. That's all right. We've got the Dow here underwater at the moment, down 271. It's jumping around, but it has already printed a 300-point drop. GameStop 151.50, down 209. AMC at 20.56, down 65 cents here. Another 3% drop today. Now we're down to 20.40 on AMC, down 80 cents. Matterport 775 down 42. We got ME at 358 down 20. Spire 208 down 3. ATIP 177.9 down 7.1 cents. SmartRent 469.5 down 11.5 cents. Cyxtera down 12.37 down 20 cents. Pfizer 52.31 up 107. Trying to defy the odds here. Robinhood 12.48 down 55 cents. Tried to hang on to 13 yesterday, couldn't do it. Now it's at 12.48. Vanik down 6.25. Home Depot down 4.87. IBM down 1.11. We got Microsoft down $7 at 3.03. We got Apple down 3.28 to 171.78. Goldman down $5 to 3.18. Cisco down 56 cents to 54.36. Facebook down 4.45. Amazon down $77. Tesla down 36.88 to 1,054. Google down $52 to 27.69. Bed Bath Beyond down 75 cents to 21.06. Down 21 cents on BlackBerry, 6.90 a share. Royal Caribbean down 3.92. Looking at Twitter, let's take a look at Twitter. Where are we at on that thing? Twitter. Where is it? There it is, 49.59 on Twitter. Now that Elon Musk has joined the board of directors and he's limiting himself to 14% of the stock, it's over. The run is over. Forget about the upside of Twitter now. It's overpriced and it's likely to go lower. That's it for Twitter. That trade has come and gone. That's all she is. All right. Thank you, everybody. Let's go here. Where are we at now? Rob. Okay, so Bruce, if the stock is at 150 and I sold a 160 for $8, the 70s are 5. So if GameStop drops to 140, my 60s should be about $4 to $5. Is that what you're thinking? Most likely. They will most likely drop to the $4 level, maybe 375. Yeah. The further out of the money, obviously, the more grim it gets. And obviously time will work in your favor. Tomorrow they might be 350. Absolutely, if the stock does drop. Absolutely. Let's see. What else is going on here? Going on. What kind of GameStop options can I write right now? Asks Justin. GameStop contracts to write right now. Well, the stock's at 151, 152.32. So I would be looking at 155s to 160s for this Friday. And for next week, Thursday, I'd be looking at 155s to 160s as well. That's what I'd be looking at right now. Nazareth says, Uncle Bruce, you always say that a few million stock trades in a day means the price is going lower on GameStop. In total volume, yeah. However, on Amazon, the average volume is only 4 million a day. Doesn't mean it should drop every day. You have to know your stock. You have to know which stock you're dealing with here. You want to talk about Amazon versus GameStop? You're talking about a $3,000 stock versus a $150 stock, 20 times the value. Multiply 4 million times 20, and that's 80 million shares a day of GameStop equivalent. So Nazareth, you gotta know your stock. You gotta know your trading patterns. We know the trading pattern of GameStop. We know it was trading 50 million a day every day last year as it was dry rating all over the place. Now it doesn't even trade 5 million a day on a typical day. So we know what that's all about. Okay, I consider SoFi as well. Cheap prices. Let's see here. What else is going on here? Offer to buy Google at 27.51. Stinky enough? Ask Jez. Looking to buy it cheap. 27.51 on Google. Where's it at here? 27.62. You might have a shot at it. 27.57. You might get it. You might get it. There you go. Let's see. 286 down dip on the Dow right now. SoFi 877. GameStop 154.21 is actually up a little. 154.43 up 43 cents. So look to right 55s, 57s, 60s. Yeah, get in there. Right into strength. Wait for a pop or a run. There you go. Yeah, here we go. Tiff, Uncle Bruce, you talked about many problems that the market is facing right now, but what does this mean for our former SPACs? Can they still grow in such a market? Yes, they can. They can very easily grow in such a market because they're in unique businesses without a lot of competition. These guys are disruptors. They're cash rich, debt poor. They're not going to get nailed with high interest rates. They're not going to get nailed with ridiculous inflation. These guys are in their own unique businesses and are growing dramatically. So yeah, these guys could thrive the next 5 years. They might well be those hidden gems that the Cathie Woods of the world will fall into and scoop up along with other activist investors. It's only a matter of time. Let's see. What else is going on? You guys don't understand. I feed him easy questions, so you can just talk about this stuff. Let's see. Time to write those 155s and 60s, says Wavy Gravy. 155.19 on GameStop. Let's see. The True Repairman. Uncle Bruce, I'm thinking of starting a position with Apple. Should I be stingy about it with the buy-in? What do you think? Well, you want to buy the stock on a dip, and it's dipped a little bit, but you want more. Apple has been weak lately for some reason. The real reason one of the reasons Apple is backing off is Shanghai. The area around Shanghai is locked down. The factory where Apple makes its products is on restricted production levels. Apple is having problem getting their product out, and this is going to weigh on their projected earnings and their next quarter or two. And so the stock is already reflecting some of this, and it might reflect it more. So you may want to be a buyer of Apple, but you may want to be careful by not paying too much. Let the stock do a back off if that's what it's going to do. It could easily back off into the 160s. It's 171.50 now. It could easily reach 160.62, 164. It could do that. So keep an eye. Again, you may want to take a position in deep in the money call options on Apple. As it drops down to 168, 165, you may want to look at 130 Apple calls or 120 Apple calls rather than the stock. Buy the calls for half the price it would cost you for the stock or less. You can write double the number of options with the same amount of money. All right. We'll see what happens. GameStop 155.53 up 194, 156 now on GameStop, 156.21 up 262. Sell into strength. Look at writing options. It might be your way to go. Yeah, I'm hoping that Apple will drop it more. I had to roll options way out when it popped a few weeks ago. Shays, it's coming your way. It's absolutely coming your way, and you're going to be paid for this rollover. Dave, I was under the impression the stock was on a downward trend due to them canceling the SE branded economy iPhones, which is really better for the businesses as it drives sales to higher end. Nazareth, remember GameStop maximum paying $155 for the week right now. GameStop, GME, says Alberto. Splair, Uncle Bruce talked about that. Always the last days in the yesterday's trade alert show. That is in its own dream world still. It's in its own dream world. Let's see. Either way, the sentiment is one on the downtrend for Apple. My Google filled at 27.51. Should have gone stinkier, says Shiz. Let's see. GameStop, it may well dip a little more. We'll see. 157.11 right now. AMC up 15 cents. Little dead cat bounce here in a real ugly looking market. I would not be too optimistic for much more upside here. 160s make a great right for this weekend or next week. If you can bring in some fat premiums, I would grab them on this thing right here, right now. I mean Apple with the dream world, says Splair. Let's see. Stink for Matterport, 751. Well, 768. You have a shot. You're not that far out, Internet. You might get it. We're only down 17 on SoFi, 895. We hit 875. We've come back 20 cents on SoFi, 7.6 million traded. Rocket Lab touched $8. It's now 807, 393,000 volume. 155.68 on GameStop, the high of 157.68. We've already dropped off $2 here from the high of the morning. 828,000 on GameStop. AMC 21.27 got up to 21.49. Now it's only up 6 cents on 8.4 million. It's already giving up some ground. See how it works. Hycroft Mining back to 204.7, still down 6 cents at 204 now. Matterport 767, ME 357, Spire 206, ATIP 180, down 4.5 cents after bottoming at 177. We've got Smart Rent down 1.5 cents only. It was down this morning to 469. It's now 479. Smart Rent is bouncing back quickly. Sixtera down 13 cents at 12.44. It was down to 12.30. It's coming back to Pfizer 52.60, up 136, trying to hold its this level. It tried it yesterday as well, didn't last. We'll see what happens on Pfizer today. Some of you out there who have Pfizer contracts, you might be looking at rollovers as the shares dip and run and dip and run. If you can do rollovers where you can buy back your calls and write new calls for a higher strike from 50 to 51 or 48 to 50 or 49 to 50, anything like that, a little higher strike, a few weeks further out, bring in a little more cash, worth your while to investigate that. Take cash and a higher strike price. Always be looking for your opportunities to do rollovers when it does what it does. All right. Let's go. Rob is saying, less than $1 million this morning. I don't know if it can hold this. This might be just the SSR affecting shorts' ability to bring it down. Sooner or later, the shorts will catch up to it, and they'll bring it down. We're down 250 on the Dow. GameStop 155.24, up 165 at the moment. AMC has gone negative again. 2107 down 14. It's gone red. All righty. Already down $2 while I was writing that comment. Let's see. Come on, SoFi. Big ass candle on AMC, almost 1 million shares bought. Yep, well, it's now down on the AMC at 2102, down 19 cents. GameStop 155.16, up 157 right now. The Dow off 260, S&P down 52, NASDAQ down 301. Welcome, everybody. Cheers to you from around the world. Glad to have you here. Let me know what kind of temperature are you guys getting today. Are any of you guys getting any kind of spring, summer temperatures, or is it still winter where you are? Here in Calgary, man, oh man, we're at 34 degrees right now. Pure sunshine, they say, for most part today. But we're only going to get to 48 degrees. Tomorrow, 63 here. Friday, 70. But Saturday, 45 again. So we're getting another storm. On Monday, the high is 32. We're back to freezing again on Monday for the high, giving up 42 degrees, 48 degrees in temperature or 38 degrees in a couple of days, going back into the 30s and 40s next week. So frustrating around here. We cannot get out of winter's grip at this point in time for any serious length of time. Very frustrating. We're down 256 on the Dow. Let me know how you guys are doing. GameStop 155.38, up 179. We'll watch that, of course. All righty. SoFi, 8.5 for the 14th. Come on, SoFi. 8.85 a share, down 27 cents. Rocket Lab 801. Dave, springtime right around the corner here in New England. Splair, Uncle Bruce, near the printer. Is it the testing version of a BAGEL notebook? I don't know what that means. Tiff, will we keep on falling or jump back after the Fed talks today? What do you guys and girls think? 70s in Virginia Beach today, says the James Show. Olivia, finally warming up with 44 degrees here in Iowa, but it's sunny. Dave, so if I really hurt my sentiment towards it when the Super Bowl was a bust, then my next pair, we are in the 80s in Vegas, baby. DH Ruta, heat wave in San Diego, 80 today, 90 tomorrow. Lorraine West does not want to be involved in Slapgate. Coyote, 24 degrees Celsius in New Orleans. Dave, my next pair, blasphemy. The Splair, New Orleans weather sounds enjoyable. Yes, indeed it does. We're looking at GameStop 155.28 now, off the high of 153.48. Was that the high today? 157.68. 157.68. My biggest iPad is behind. Sorry about that. Let's go. I'm a bit confused, says Walter W. Walters. I want to start writing poor man covered calls. So I got approved for margin on Friday, and I just got approved for level 3 options this morning, and then I got a margin call. Is this because the stock dipped? What's going on? Again, I don't know, W. Walters, on what the status is. If your stock has dropped in value and you're borrowing against it, there might be a margin call. I don't know. You're going to have to give them a call, see what they want. The lamp is relatively straight today. Did she hit you, Uncle Bruce? Scott, cool and wet in Maryland. Spring is here. Oh, my. Let's see what's going on. We are right now down 242 on the Dow Jones. We did hit negative 300 this morning. We're down 52 now on S&P. We're down 302 on NASDAQ. NASDAQ is down 2.1%, and that is about triple the Dow drop. So the Dow has to drop 750 to equal NASDAQ's pullback. That's the severity of NASDAQ's pullback right now, all right? There it is. Splair saying there's a notebook in front of the printer and right from the lamp. So I thought about that. It could be a nice idea to sell notebooks with a BAGEL design. Flair, you got too much time on your hands. You got to find a hobby, man. I don't know. What can I say? I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, you can hang on. Kiwi says you can hang on to winter in the north for a while, please. When it leaves you, it heads down under. We're not ready for it yet. We don't want winter, so you keep it for a while, okay? There you go. 254 drop on the Dow and GameStop 155.22 now, up $1.63. That's where we're at. Coyote, his hobby is decorative notebooks. That's his hobby, Bruce. You don't understand. That's why he's commenting about what that lamp is doing and the notebook and everything else. I don't know. Rob, Kiwi, we've had enough of it. Please take it off our hands. Olivia's laughing. Splatter, the market is dropping, so my time is available. I got nothing to talk about, man. It's so quiet. I got to talk about something. Oh, my, oh, my, oh, my. I don't know. I just don't know. Oil has gone negative, by the way. We're down 80 cents now on oil to 101.16. That's where we're at right now on oil prices. 101.16, down 85 cents, it would appear. Okay. Yeah, all kinds of stuff happening. 154.76 on GameStop. 154.76. Now 154.65. Roughly ahead about a dollar something, $1.10, 20, 30, something like that. AMC down 29 to 20.92. Highcroft Mining 205 down to nickel. That's where we're at right there. Okay. I used to quite like lamps. I really did. I used to like them a lot, says Kiwi. I don't like them so much anymore. I'm not so crazy about lamps. Not really my favorite. Okay. Oh, my. 154.85 to 155.06 on GameStop. Trying to hold on to a 150 gain here after hitting 157.68 for the high today. The low on GameStop, 149.70. So we've had about an $8 spread, and we're at 154.78 right now, backing off from that high level. Alberto, I left Saratoga Springs at 7 this morning, and it was 42 Fahrenheit in Jersey right now, and it is 49 headed to Maryland. Right on. And Splayer, go to your last mention was great as well. There you go. 154.53 on GameStop. Just saw that price go through. We're backing off now a little bit more. Still up 92 cents on GameStop, but definitely coughing up about $3 from the high of the day so far on the GameStop run. Had a little run to 157 odd. Hopefully some of you got 160 contracts written because it's backing off again. That's where we're at right now. The Dow down 277, 278. And that's 0.8 of a percentage point. The NASDAQ is off triple that, 2.45% drop on NASDAQ, down 350 points. It's not pretty on NASDAQ. SoFi, 877, down 35 cents. We've got some of our bigger stocks on NASDAQ. Let's take a look here. Home Depot down $6, IBM down 9 cents, Microsoft down 862 to 302, Apple down 377 to 171.31. Goldman Sachs down 630 to 317. 250 call options in the money is the way to go. 240 in the money calls is the way to go on Goldman Sachs now. Cisco down 57 cents, Facebook down 867, Amazon down $105, Tesla down $51, Google down $67. So got NASDAQ taking a shot lower, S&P lower, the Dow now still only down 256. Not really leading and participating in the percentage loss that is actually happening on NASDAQ or even on S&P. The S&P is almost double the loss of the Dow. So the Dow has got catching up to do right now. GameStop, 154.35. GameStop is running into stock again. It's up 75 cents, but with this market going red, I don't know how and why GameStop won't participate. Maybe it's just a matter of time before it succumbs and gives up some of the moves here as well. Let's see here. Miraculous. I have to apologize for Goldman Sachs. I bought some at 329. Thought I got a deal sub 330. Of course, it would drop to new 52-week lows. Brand new low 52-week lows. That's my fault. I'm sorry. It's okay. Dave, flipping GameStop contracts might be pure gambling, but it sure is fun. I sold my Friday 162.50 for a profit this morning by being patient. Aaron Coyote, what part of New Orleans are you all in? Rob made a mistake this morning. I had a stink offer for 10.20 for this 160 for next Friday. When the open didn't jump up, I moved it to sell at 8 instead. Yep, sold too soon. I should have been patient, trusted my gut. It had a high of 1080. It just went through. I'll still make money on it, but I could have made another $200 or $300, and that's what happens. Impatience can get you. 154.13 on GameStop now. We're only up 54 cents on the morning now on GameStop. We could go substantially lower. Goldman Sachs isn't going up anytime soon. Looks like it's crushing to 250. Thinks Scott Brewer. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. GameStop 154.50. The Dow down 286. Nasdaq down 350. S&P down 60. Oil down 63 cents to 101.40 now. Under pressure over there. All right. Oh my gosh. DQ. Rob, profit is profit. Right again. Made more money. Make more money. Rob, DQ, agreed. Just got to remind myself to be patient and don't chase it. And there it is. Sometimes you got the market come to you. 155.67. A little run up again. Try to go higher. Don't know if there's much into it. Let's see. Bruce always gets me going, though, says Rob. He always gets me going. 154.70, 155.26. We're jumping around here on GameStop. 286 drop on the Dow right now, guys. That is the dealio here. Tons of stuff going on. The investors are waiting details from the Fed, how they're going to shrink their balance sheet. That is what's being talked about right now. That is what's being waited upon. How will the Fed shrink their balance sheet? How aggressively? That means selling off bonds. We're going to watch this happening here later today. Let's see. What else is going on? Big oil CEOs are in front of the House hearing today. So-called pain at the pump for Americans. It's not their fault. What can I say? All right. What else is going on out here? 154.94 now on GameStop. Other comments here. Let's see what's happening here. Just trying to read any comments coming out of there. Let's go to Wall Street Journal. What's happening at the Journal today? Lots of news out of Ukraine as usual. Tech stocks lead losses, yields rise before Fed minutes are released. I think those come out at is it 10 o'clock Eastern? Am I right on that? Or is that noon Eastern? It might be 10 o'clock our time. We'll see what's going on. Biden has extended the pause on federal student loan payments. Again, he has done it again. That we've been talking about here lately. The story is President Biden on Wednesday extended through August 31st the pause on payments of federal student loans, arguing that resuming the payments would impose significant economic hardships on borrowers. Payments and interest accrual have been suspended for borrowers with federal student loans since March 13, 2020. At the start of the pandemic, the pause was scheduled to expire on May 1. Mr. Biden, in a statement, cited a recent analysis from the Federal Reserve that said millions of borrowers could face delinquency and default if payments resume next month as scheduled. He said the extension of the pause will help borrowers prepare to resume paying their loans and give the Education Department more time to improve student loan programs. Though the economy has improved in recent months, Mr. Biden said, we are still recovering from the pandemic and the unprecedented economic disruption it caused. Of course, keep in mind, folks, let's be realistic. The midterms are coming in November. Do not be surprised if the extension of these loan delays will be right through November. There will be yet another one. I'm thinking that's how it's going to go. We'll see. Maybe at the end of August, there will be loan forgiveness and an extension to kind of get us through to November. Will that actually help the cause of the Democrats? I don't know. In a report cited by Mr. Biden, the Federal Reserve of New York found that around 37 million federal student loan borrowers were spared $195 billion in loan payments since the government froze their payments at the outset of the pandemic. There's that. And the numbers are stunning, just stunning. See what happens when we come back to it. Time will tell. Interesting stuff. 156.71 on GameStop right now. 156.42, up a couple of bucks, up 283 on GameStop. Let's see what else is happening here. Whoo-wee. JetBlue offers to buy Sprint for about $3.6 billion. Forget about it. It's not going to happen. I don't even know if Sprint and Frontier will be allowed to merge. These mergers might be kiboshed by the Justice Department, might not go through. And let's see. Industries that depend on foreign-born employees face higher job vacancy rates and wage pressures. It's a struggle for many nursing homes and house builders. Immigration numbers under pressure, and they're not able to get workers in. What else? Oh, gosh. Pardon-moi. Man, oh, man. Music fans have a new problem. Too many concerts, too little time. Oh, my. Just looking at headlines going across. See anything worth reporting to you? Anything worth going on here? I read this article the other day. It said it's about Spotify. It puts up cash for rooftop carbon capture machines, tree planting drones. This really is interesting to me. Tree planting drones. I understand. I get it how drones can be computer programmed to systematically cover all kinds of rough terrain to plant trees in very hard to access areas for humans. That is really a cool thing. And this thing about capturing CO2 from water cooling towers on rooftops, this is an interesting story, an interesting technology being discussed here. There could be some really neat stuff happening there. There are entrepreneurs out there and inventors all the time. I love this drone idea because so many forests have been stripped badly and need to be reforested. If you can plant 5 times as many trees in a certain number of hours through drones, or if drones can plant trees at 1/10 the price of humans doing it at a faster speed per tree. That would be, I think, a great idea. If drones can get trees planted in areas that humans can't easily get to, wonderful, wonderful invention. I think that's fantastic. Why not? That could be a really good idea. What anyway? What we'll see what's going on. Let's see. What else is going on? What else is happening here? Uncle Bruce, I sold a Goldman Sachs put with a strike of 315 April 14. Thought it was a conservative trade. Shall I roll now or shall I wait? 315 for April 14 on Goldman Sachs. The stock here is 316 down 735. So that 314, that 315 you wrote is coming back to you quickly. The way the stock is dropping, you may be able to buy that unit back and definitely consider a rollover that will put more money in your pocket at a higher strike price. Definitely take a look at that. Good morning, Jen.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good. I have really good news for you. An establishment that was closed in Calgary because of COVID is reopening. It's been here for 20 years. It's a staple on McLeod Trail. It's the original Calgary honky tonk. Cowboys, the Ranchmans is coming back.
You had me right up until Ranchmans. Got me all excited and then just let me down.
You thought it was going to be like Lloyd's roller cake.
Roller rink. Lloyd's roller rink is reopening. No. We can't go booting.
No, not in this city anymore.
No, we're not going booting in Calgary. Oh, darn. A Ranchman's, the country bar.
Do they know that you have your own pair of boots?
I've always had my own pair of boots.
Rent.
I don't rent boots. You don't rent. If you're a real booter, you don't rent boots. You have your own boots. Absolutely.
Yes, Ranchman's is opening again.
The old country and western bar is reopening again.
Yeah.
Oh, let the fist fights begin.
That's right.
Yeehaw!
We're going to have a real spike in COVID.
There's
back. A lot of consensual and non-consensual touching at Ranchman's.
At Ranchman's, yeah. Well, a lot of relationships started at Ranchman's.
Yes.
A lot of marriages.
I think a lot of relations ended at Ranchman's.
I suspect where one party or the other was caught by friends of one party or another doing something they shouldn't be doing. And then when they got home, they got confronted by the other party about what they were doing at that party over at yes.
But in this, for the local scene, Ranchman's always has live music.
Yeah.
So
good for musicians.
It's good for the musicians.
Yeah, it's good.
They're going to have some open gigs back.
And a lot of corporate parties have been held at Ranchman's over the decades.
I have been there more than once with a corporate party, trying not to embarrass myself.
I have never, ever been in Ranchman's. Not one time. Not ever.
You've been in like the corporate Ranchman's downtown.
No.
Not even at Stampede when they open the doors and let women in.
No.
Oh my God, they let women in the front door.
They let horses in too.
Yeah.
Let's clarify that. During Stampede, you can ride a horse inside a hotel lobby.
Horses in before they let women
you can bring a horse into the palace or lobby. It's okay. It is, after all, cowboy country. I mean, hey, after all.
We used to have a farm up in the northwest, just off North Mount Drive, that had horses, but I think that little farm is gone now. It was one of the last surviving farms inside the city.
Good Lord, yeah, the prices of real estate, the taxes on the land have driven them out. Yeah, that's how municipalities get rid of livestock from their cities. They make the land taxes so ridiculous that no farmer can survive.
Apparently, the kids at St. Xavier just found sometimes when the wind blew the wrong direction that it was odorous.
Really?
Don't like that clean smell of manure, I guess.
That's what farming's all about.
That's right.
I mean, if you took a time machine back into the farming days, the first thing you'd notice is, what is that?
Wow.
What is that?
If you go now, because most of our soil has been so over-farmed, it's dead. It has to be fertilized.
True.
That they're going back to the less chemical ways, and they're they're going back, and some like the Hutterite colonies have
natural.
always used the manure.
Always use manure.
And if you're lucky enough to have a slough on your land where it's kind of marshy, the cows like to go in there, and that's really good fertilizer. Yeah.
Yeah, wear a mask and earplugs. Yeah. Look out.
Yeah,
Look
there
out.
you go. It's good stuff, though.
Good stuff, but not my line of
Do
work.
that and grow turnips in your soil.
Oh gosh.
So
not
what's
my line
new
of
in the
work.
world of finance now that I brought you up on the local cowboy
The
scene?
cowboy scene. Oh my God. Oh no.
I gotta go to storage and get out my boots.
Get the boots up.
You have your boots. I have my boots.
Yeah, my boots have wheels on them. Hers have big, cowboy heels on them and pointy toes.
Most comfortable boots you'll wear. They really are.
Look out.
It's the reason cowboys look so good in their boots.
Do they?
Yeah, they do.
Do they? Oh, my goodness gracious. Oh, my. Look out, kids. Look out. Mama Bear's on the loose. Going to grab her girlfriends, go up to Ranchman's and chase down some cowboys.
The first time I was called a cougar was at Ranchman's.
First time you were called a cougar at a Ranchman's. Isn't that something? Why would they call you that? Where did that expression come from? I wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good thing it's only once a year. I remember being on the desk at our brokerage firm, and the head desk trader in Toronto asking me, "Is there anyone else in the office?" And I said, "Well, yes, so and so is here. Could I speak to him?" "Yes, sure." And then he talked, okay, yeah, I can do it. Yeah, okay. So he hangs up the phone and says, "You're supposed to go home now," because I hadn't been home yet. And they didn't want me touching anything important.
Yeah, we don't want you telling us any trades. We don't want you handling any trades. We think you can go home now.
You should go home now.
Yeah, you should go home now. We'll get someone else to cover the desk. We should take the rest of the day off. I'm fine. It's Stampede. It's good times.
That's right. And it was only half a day.
It's half a day. What's a pink and a blue ticket? What's the difference? Just put in orders.
We don't close for Remembrance Day, but we close for Calgary Stampede.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we certainly do. That's right.
For the parade, we close.
Oh, boy. Oh,
Yeah,
my.
so
Those were the days back
You're
in the
supposed to
70s
go
and the
home
80s.
now. Okay.
Things have changed. Things have changed a lot. Have they? There used to be a time where at the Calgary airport, you get off your plane from out of town and come into Calgary during Stampede. And at the gate, when you got off the plane, there'd be people standing there from the Stampede volunteers with branding irons. Of course, they would put the branding iron on a stamp, and they brand your arm. And welcome to Calgary. You're here. CS Calgary Stampede.
You come into Calgary, there are people wearing the red jackets and the white Stetsons.
You come into Calgary, there are the volunteers,
All the time.
absolutely, with the cowboy
All
hats,
along,
telling you where do you need to go. Oh, we'll show you how to get there.
Yes, and depending on who you
Betcha.
were, it wasn't necessarily your arm that got branded. They kind of got you on the rump like a cow.
Oh, the good old days. You can't do that anymore.
You
You can't do that good old stuff anymore. The problem is that these passengers that come off these airplanes, they're sober now. They used to come off the airplanes all looped up because they were coming into Cowtown during Stampede. They were already partying on the plane.
Yeah.
Now they come off the plane kind of sober. You can't do that kind of stuff anymore. The old days were good times, It's just not the same anymore.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think they have those parties where you can get free jeans. Trouble is you got to go into the corral. Like they'd put the huge pile of jeans in the middle of the corral, and you'd go in and get a pair of jeans for yourself, but you'd have to try them on. So, people were running in their knickers, finding jeans. Yeah.
Can't do that anymore.
Can't do that anymore.
There's
You can
this.
still do like the wild cow and the wild horse and the wild goat racing, riding things.
But you can't do the old throw the blue jeans in the middle of the floor
Blue
anymore.
jeans in the middle of the floor.
Boy, the old days were good
I know.
times, This restrictive society in which we live is just not the same. We didn't catch COVID back then.
No.
No.
Oh, we caught other things.
We got other things.
Never did catch hell.
Never did catch hell. Oh, my. Oh, have things ever changed?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What can I say?
I love Stampede. I love the Stampede parade.
Those are
I
good.
love the little town parades.
Yeah.
Those are so good, where they still give out candy, though that's being
Can't do that
phased
anymore.
out as much too.
Can't be good to kids anymore. No.
No, you can't, and you can't, like, you can hand them a candy, but before, you had to have eyes on the puck people, that they were tossing candy from the floats in the cars, or just, the walkers. So you might have gotten beamed on the side of the head by a hard candy, but come on.
No harm, no foul.
You just go to the parade and take a shopping bag with you to hold your loot.
Yeah, if you hurt yourself, rub some dirt on it. You'll be fine.
Right. You're fine.
We
Suck
didn't
on
have
candy.
We didn't have COVID back then. There was no COVID.
There's polio.
Yeah, anybody can beat that. No big deal.
Polio is fine.
Yeah, just getting the lung thing. You'll be fine. Rub some dirt on it. Oh my goodness. Things have changed. Oh my gosh, have things ever changed? I don't know, kids. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway,
that's my morning interruption. What are you going to put on your bagel this morning?
Well, I'm thinking of having a fried egg today.
Okay.
I'm debating whether
like a real fried egg, not scrambled egg on your bagel, but a fried egg.
I'm debating which way to go on this because
you know what that means?
It
means toast instead of a bagel.
Oh no! I'm having a toasted bagel.
Oh, okay.
With butter on it.
So you'll just have like the fried egg on the side.
Well, I'm thinking maybe we'll make it a scrambled egg and.
There's issues.
I'm thinking about the ham and egg, the ham and scrambled egg kind of thing.
Okay, the scrambled egg rather than
ketchup.
the muffin thing.
Yeah, and then a toasted bagel on the side, and that might be the way to go.
Little horseradish to dip in.
You think I have fun with the markets, and then I have fun with all these comments from my viewers. I get this 24/7.
Since 1976.
Since 76. It's this precious YouTuber has been abused for many, many decades.
They ask you, what is it that makes your relationship last so long? Because we are obviously very different people.
Scabs? No. What?
That's what it is.
Healing scabs?
Healing power.
Is that what is bandages? Is that what keeps you together?
Yeah, you keep them laughing.
Keep them laughing. Just
keep them laughing.
The more she's laughing, the less she hits.
Is that it?
There it is, right there.
I haven't branded you.
Well, you don't see the scars, Yeah.
I never made you go out to the pig castration.
Thank God for that. Didn't want her to get any other ideas. Oh my God. This channel is going downhill fast. I don't know how I have as many viewers as I have.
Rural versus urban.
Rural versus urban. What was that?
The rural juror.
The rural juror. I remember on 30 Rock. 30 Rock, they proposed a movie title. There's somebody's running a script for a movie title called The Rural Juror. Rural Juror.
What is that thing that Scotsmen can't say? A purple something that they have trouble saying. It's like a rural juror.
Like a rural juror. What kind of a juror are you? I'm a city juror. Oh, and you? I'm a rural juror.
A rural juror.
Say that real fast 20 times. A rural juror.
Oh, Gary. A rural juror. Okay.
All right.
I'll go do it.
Well, thank you.
I'm just putting off what I have to do today.
You do? Oh, shit. Things have to be done today.
I know.
Things have to be done today.
I'm finishing off. I crocheted a blanket with multiple colors, so I only have like 100 ends to tie in.
Oh gosh.
Oh yeah, I know.
Is it done yet? Like, is it?
Yes.
Like the
I finally finished.
I should show it off.
Well, only when it's done.
Only when it's done. Someone has been crocheting something pretty cool.
I bought a pattern.
She bought
a
pattern to make something.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
we'll keep you in suspense. You'll be able to see it A little later.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Cool bean stuff. Okay.
I'm off.
Thank you, Auntie Jennifer.
Bye.
GameStop 154.20 backing off now, only up 23 cents. Let's see what's going on here. Oh man, Austin, Uncle Bruce, have you seen a market like this where growth stocks go down straight for 5 months as typical? I've seen a market where it goes down for 5 years. I remember the oil patch and mining patch back in some of the 80s when inflation was was a real problem, and then they were trying to control it. And through the 90s, we had some real tough years. I've seen much more than 5 months, but in the end, growth stocks are only growth stocks for a while. Then they become money makers. They become return artists. They start to make money for all their shareholders, and now they start trading on fundamentals. And if a company is a growing growth company, it eventually becomes a money making company, and the stock is no longer treated as a growth stock, and it goes higher. So you want to be involved in winners, and that's the deal. Okay, I'm reloaded on GameStop. Can it now please drop, says Dave. Why is GameStop 157? Well, it's not. It's 154. So, welcome back. Kiwi, cowboy boots, 10-gallon hats, and permed hair. No, and no. This player filled at SoFi 87979. Love the 7th day of the 9th month. It's a great trade. Mirko, hey, Uncle Bruce bought back that 170 for this Friday at that I sold. Hang on, let me get this here. I bought back that $170 call for this Friday at 267, and I sold a 160 for Friday at $7. I had to roll 100 into 200 on the run up. Bought the 200 back and the 170. If it gets the 160 back, it's a cheap roll. Rollover is turning into profit. This sounds all good, but I don't quite get it all. But it sounds really good. But I kind of get the concept here. Alberto, uncle and auntie, that's a goal of mine. Having the ability to have a conversation with a woman after 5 years of being together. Oh man, you might notice I did more listening than talking. Did you pick that up? You got to not talk so much. JJ, holding ALK Alaska Airlines 5750 puts. Keep going. Nicholas, Alberto, I think you need another 5 years. James Show, modesty and lack of branding people caused COVID. We cracked it. Take your clothes and get branded. Skip the vax. Alberto, thanks for bringing me back to reality. Nicholas said, imagine if after the Fed, GameStop hit 180. GameStop is a wild horse. Beach Boy, Jen, hi. Uncle Bruce, I wrote 2 April 22nd 160s for $12.45 and immediately gave a limit to buy them back order at $6.05 to lie in wait alongside those July contracts. Well done. Absolutely. 152.84 on GameStop, down 75 cents. Down we go again. Mirko, Nicholas, Alberto, I make it 6 so you can find the the right girl in the next year. Laughing out loud. Let's see here. I've been with my wife for 10 years. Our first conversation isn't scheduled until 2032, says Nicholas. Let's see. Pulling scabs. Oh man, the true repairman. Uncle Bruce, where can you find a gal like Jen now and nowadays? I feel like I was born a quarter century too late. Where do I get these? Where do these girls come from? Well, you got to go to the right places and hang out with the right people, or the wrong places and the wrong people. I'm not exactly sure how this works, but it's a search. There's no doubt about it. Emotional scars are still scars, Uncle Bruce. 5 years, that just broke my heart. Okay, I'll relax. America, I'm at work and people don't understand that I'm trying to listen to a very important financial educator, and they ask me questions, so I get behind the show. 39 Fahrenheit with a chance of flurries. Thank you, buddy, for being here. Oh man, the true repairman, DQ, more like sandpaper, sanding Uncle Bruce to be the man that we know today. Miraculous. I'm in Northwest Wisconsin. Winter days overstays. It's welcome. Not unusual to have snow in April. John ended up just buying at $8.75. Seems like the selling dried up. and I didn't want to miss the bargain. My wife says I talk too much, says Austin. Uncle Bruce, 151, by the way, on GameStop now, 151.50. We're dropping now down $2. Uncle Bruce, I have an important question. Thought about it actually while everything's dropping. So here's the question. Can GameStop be delisted? Nicholas, was anyone in doubt that it was a red day? Just look at these charts and these chats. Oh my gosh, we're at a 290-point drop on the Dow, falling again. We're down 62 now on S&P. We're down 357 on NASDAQ. GameStop, Rocket Lab 805, SoFi 872, GameStop 151.81 to 151.75. AMC negative again, 21.08, down 12 cents right now. Matterport 751. Let's see here. What else is going on? Someone had to mention it today. DQ, don't start with me laughing out loud. Slayer, Nicholas. Oh, yeah, the rumors I hear always as well. Alrighty, welcome one and welcome all to the program as we are watching this market do its thing. We're down 256 on the Dow, and we're watching oil here up 50 cents again. It was down 50 cents. Now it's up 50 cents, 102.48 a barrel. GameStop 151.96 down 163 on GameStop. The low of the day for GameStop today has been 149.70. And we're now at 151.72. So we're a couple of dollars away from the low of the day as we're meandering lower from the high of the day of 159.29. That's as good as it got. And now we're backing up. Any of you who have written calls today, you're already smiling, watching the way this market is backing off. Let's see what else is going on. Lots of comments on the comments. 152.24. The Dow down 249. There you are. SoFi looked like it hit a low of 864, down 874 on 15.9 volume. Rocket Lab got down to $8. It's 806 now. Matterport got down to 749. It's 751 now. ME 348.5 was the low. We're at 352 now. Spire got down to 201. It's at 204, down 7 cents. ATIP got to 177. That's where it is. 177, down 8 cents on ATIP. Smart Rent 461 for the low. That's exactly where we are. The all-time low, 461. We're at the all-time low on Smart Rent. If you're looking to average down, this is a good place to do it at the all-time low. It's a good place to do averaging down on Smart Rent. 461. Cyxtera, 1239, down 18 cents. Pfizer today got as high as 52.84, now 52.32. A 52-cent pullback so far on Pfizer. That's where we're at right there. Robinhood down 69 cents. Vanik down 7.22. Home Depot down 7.27. IBM down 7 cents. Microsoft down 9.40 to 301.48. Apple down $4.13 to 170.93. We're falling again. Goldman down $5 to 318.95. Cisco down 85 cents, 54.07. Facebook down $9. Amazon down $110. Tesla down $49. Google down 62. This is not a market that wants to go higher. These are negative numbers, and I think we're going to stay negative. We're down 340 on the NASDAQ, 2.4%. The Dow down 248 points, only 0.72%. So the Dow has got to be down 800 to match NASDAQ's sell-off. That's how bad it is out there so far. We'll see if the Dow wants to catch up or not. GameStop 153.89, holding a 30-cent gain again, trying to not go down. I don't think so, kids. I don't see this lasting. A volume on GameStop now, 1.8 million. AMC 21.22, up 1 penny. The low today, 20.35. The high today, 21.91. It's at 21.22. Not going much of anywhere at this point in time. GameStop just went red, 153.39, down 20 cents. That's what's going on here. Lots of wonder. It's a negative day, and that's what it is. It's just a negative day, and that's what I got. Sorry, kids. We're up 44 cents on oil, going nowhere here. 102.40. Hanging around the flat line right now on GameStop and everything else. 153.96 at the moment on GameStop. 154.06, 153.96. The Dow down 240 points. There it is. SoFi, I don't know if it's going to move up today. It should. It is ridiculously priced at 876. The all-time low on SoFi, 774. We're still $1 away from the low of SoFi. I don't know if we're going that far down, but we're at 877 here, down right now 3.8% on the day on our SoFi. We're down 37 cents. The volume today, 16.3 million. Volume on Rocket Lab now, 909,000. GameStop volume, 1.9 million. AMC at 2121, unchanged on 20 million volume. Highcroft Mining at 210, up a fifth of a penny. It's basically unchanged. 10 million volume, that is really drying up. Matterport, 749, volume 2.6 million. We're near the low of the day here. ME at 353 on 975,000. The low all-time on ME, 324. Spire at 204, volume now 221,000. ATIP at 177, the volume 228,000. So that's what it is. Jen, thank you so much. Thank you. It's interesting to see ketchup in there. Okay. Weird.
Oh, was that ketchup? That's weird. Isn't it?
Help me. I'm begging you.
It's like
Help me
to your hair. I'm not sure.
What hair?
Well, we're going to have to decide soon.
Uh-oh. Decide what soon?
This. What are we going to do with this part? Mm-hmm.
Decide soon.
Time for a rug.
When someone says,
I've always wanted to look like the Beatles. Can you imagine? Just one day you show up with hair. I could crochet you something nice.
when someone says, we're going to have to decide soon, that means the decision has been made. Decision's been made. There's no discussing. There's no, we're going to decide soon. It's done already. The decision has long been made as to what we're going to do, what you're going to do. Oh my. This world used to be a lot easier to handle. It's not that easy anymore. Oh my goodness. We're going to have to decide soon. Oh no. Oh no. Brett Savage is in the house. The Care Bear, Uncle Bruce Care Bear unit is reporting. Welcome. Oh, every third viewer has forgotten the thumbs up. Okay, SoFi, time to move up. Oh my. Credit Savage. I'm learning patience every day, Uncle Bruce. I've been trying to buy back my Matterport $20 January 23rd covered call. I sold for $1.25 for a month for 55 cents. I refuse to pay more. And today, those 7 bids you see to buy next are mine. It came to me. There you go. Bagel time. Glad I bought before the bagel. Looks like too good not to rocket this market. Coming in late, I'm a number 208 thumbs up, says LL. Welcome, everybody. Thank you. Is Jen wearing a Vandalay Industries t-shirt? Probably. Good morning, Jen, from John Anderson. To-pay time. John, I often get mad I often get mad at my wife for asking me my opinion on something. It's always wrong. It's like I'm going to stop asking me. I think I need one of those small dipping bowls that Uncle Bruce has on his plate. Conversation and laughter. What the? Why the face? What the hell? I'm so confused. Good morning. I'm number 209, says Cam. Damn, the NASDAQ is hurting today. Tomorrow, Bruce is going to be on with a beautiful and shiny bald head. We're going to have to decide pretty soon what to do about this. That's dangerous talk. When you hear that, you run. I'm telling you right now, guys. When they come in after telling you that, you start running. Run. Run, Forrest, run. Oh, my. We're down 257 on the Dow. Oh, my. What a market. As Hans Gruber is quoted as saying in Die Hard, what a mess. Oh, my. Oh, boy. Lon Nicholas. Thank you, Lon. Thank you, Lon, so much for the PayPal donation, buddy. Yuba City, California. You got to love that, man. That is awesome sauce. Fabulous people down there. Thank you, pal. Appreciate it. Oh, man, what a day. What a day we're having here. We're working. I'll tell you that. We're working. 154.61 on Gamestop. Don't seem to be going anywhere at this point in time. Thank you, all of you, for being here at this point. Oh, my. Mandalay Industries, a latex company. That's right. Repeat after me. Yes, honey. The judge on the last show was Judge Mandalay. That's right. Art Mandalay, president and CEO. Oh, man. Remind me to hire a tax guy for next year. This nonsense is for the birds. And you want to be my latex salesman. You want to be my latex. It gets more horrible year after year, I guess. 154.95 on GameStop. Oh, boy. Well, these scrambled eggs are great. Scrambled eggs with diced ham in there. Nice. 156 on GameStop. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. All right. People talking about doing their taxes. That's boring talk. I don't want to highlight that. You definitely want to hire someone to do it for you. That's for sure. You definitely want to hire somebody for that. Welcome one, welcome all to the show. I'm chomping on my bagel this morning. I'm trying to stay on top of these markets. We're down 260 points on the Dow. We've been red all day. We're down 54 on the S&P, and we're down 306 on NASDAQ. Mm, 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 mm. Back to 155 on GameStop. Up $1.40. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm. All right. And we're still rolling. Hey, Nick, how you doing, buddy? Thank you for being number 217 today. Thank you. Mm. Oh, my goodness. Bagel time. Oh, my gosh. It's bagel time. Super Week. Thank you, Super Week. 221, baby. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, my. We're down 260 on the Dow, 154.50 on GameStop. Mm. I asked my viewers on my other channel the other day a question. I'm going to ask you this question today. It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with investing, but it does have something to do with an economic return to you. Those of you out there, have you guys taken advantage of any credit card offers in the last year or two with some really good upfront perks? Have you been offered like incredible miles for airlines, or have you been offered, the equivalent of almost $1,000 airfare ticket if you sign up for a card? Let me know what cards some of you guys have looked into for really good travel deals, really good maybe airport lounge access or hotel upgrades, or let me know any of you out there. Tell me your favorite card for that. If you've received an offer lately, or you use a card that really works well for you. I'm trying to figure out for Jen and I whether we need to change our card or to pick up a new card to enhance our rewards when we travel, because we're getting ready to hit the road shortly, and we want to know if we're on the right track or not. I'd sure like to hear your thoughts on that if you want to fill me in on that. Okay. The Dow's down 295 again. We're falling again. 154.29 on GameStop. 154.10. American Express Platinum. Right on. American Express Gold. There we go. Let me know, folks, if you can. Oh, boy. Ham and scrambled eggs. Oh, baby. Mm-mm-mm. Thank you, John, for letting me know. City Diamond Preferred and my Delta Sky Miles Platinum cards are my two best. Alberto says gold or platinum. Amex Gold, Platinum, either one. Says USA has way better credit card perks than Canada. I agree. Oh, boy, this is good. All done. Okay. Took a bit of work to get at it, but I got it done. Thank you all for hanging out, letting me finish this meal. Appreciate it. We're at 154.50 on GameStop here, up 91 cents. The Dow's down 295, under pressure again. S&P down 57, NASDAQ down 322. I second Delta Platinum, but you gotta fly Sky Team. John is saying true. John, I'm near Detroit, so it works that we have a Delta hub in Detroit. There you go. That's how that works. Interesting, these credit cards and these airline hubs and which carrier. Yeah, here in Canada, we got Air Canada, we got WestJet, and that's it for national carriers. And I know we can get into American Express cards. The key is, can we utilize our benefits from American Express to other carriers and lounge access, for example, internationally? This I don't know. It's going to require some research, obviously. Excuse me. Uncle Bruce, JetBlue and Save Airlines knew yesterday. Why does JetBlue go down while Save went up? I wouldn't get into that airline stock game at all. I'd avoid that whole takeover thing. It's all going to be kiboshed by the Justice Department. Nothing going anywhere. Twitter looking strong, says Super Weak. Shiz, I use the WestJet World Elite. It's a $120 fee, 1.5% rewards, and a cheap companion fare once per year. Zed, RBC Avion is what I use in Canada. The Avion awards are Air Canada type awards through Avion. They do advertise a lot up here, these credit cards, to try to get you to, go to their card program. By the way, 153.60 on GameStop. We're up a penny. 153.60 on GameStop. We're unchanged now. Credit average with the Platinum, you can use any Centurion Lounge. Anyone have any questions about credit cards from the Bagel? Again, don't hesitate to ask me, from the Bagel gang. Don't hesitate to ask. John, international travel is where a Sky Team airline partners are important. John, with the Delta Sky Miles cards. One thing I've always thought of doing, and I haven't gone anywhere with it, but I have always thought that I would, pardon me one sec. I always thought that I would try to affiliate my channel, this channel and my other channel, to try and do an affiliate program with credit card issuers. so that I could then show you guys the perks of various cards. And if you wanted to investigate them, you could use a link that I would provide, and then that would give you the best, sign up deal from credit cards. I always thought I would maybe do that someday, but it's never come around. Uncle Bruce, I have a 3605. Okay, what's going on here? I have a 360 perhaps. A June 5th, 22 that I sold to open at about $6. I was searching to improve it. Suddenly I was like, hell, are you doing Uncle Bruce and Bama Babe would both be slapping the back of my head. I'm folding my arms. There you go. So I have a 360. John, is this a 360 Goldman Sachs? Bobby's asking too. Help us out here. Are you talking about you've written the $360 call on Goldman that expires in June, and you got $6 for it? And we need help. Bobby, we're asking as well. Cody, I worked with an Indian developer at my old job. He was obsessed with credit cards, constantly cycling in and out of them for rewards. He paid for a business trip of mine so he could get miles. I repaid him, of course, but he opened my eyes to a whole new world of credit card reward possibilities. I agree. There is a whole world in that area, and I I would like to look into that myself. Splitter, I think I take a break, have a relaxed day, you all. Splatter, you take care too, buddy. Thank you for being here as always. 153.13 down 46 cents on GameStop. SoFi 869 down 43. Rocket Lab at 803 down 17. AMC has gone negative again. It's down 32 cents. Highcroft Mining is only up a penny now. Matterport down 58 to 760. GS Goldman Sachs, yes, says John Anderson. So you wrote a 360 call on Goldman that expires in June, I think. All right, or May. I'm not sure if is it a May 6th or a June 5th. It's one or the other. But what you could consider doing as another idea, my friend, if you wanted to improve on it, is you could buy that one back and then write a 340 for the same time frame and take the extra money. Bring down your strike by $20, but take the extra dough because you're at 318 on the stock right now, and you're still writing a $22 out of the money contract. That might be another move. Again, I'm not sure. You don't have to go further out in time. You just stay at the same time frame. Anyway, there it is. Gaudi saying later, Spire, we'll catch you. Same with Bobby. Justin, are there any budget options that I can look into getting into that I don't have a lot of money and I'm trying to start out while I still work? Are there any budget options that I can look into? I mean, are you trying to figure out how to write calls without putting up a lot of dough to do it? Is that what you're asking us? I don't quite get the question. Spare saying, thanks, guys. Obama, John, I am not Will Smith. Laugh out loud. I'm not going to slap you. Okay. We're down 269 on the Dow, little recovery. not much, but a little. GameStop 154.15, up 56 cents. We're just flatlining right here. I don't know if we're going anywhere with this thing today. Shays, Justin, take the poor man covered call class from Bruce. That would be a good idea. Yeah, I'd recommend that. Budget options, you can write poor man covered calls, cheaper stocks with options to trade or do a poor man covered call. Cisco is one. Absolutely. You can definitely write poor man covered calls on Cisco without needing a lot of money. Definitely. And that'll get your feet wet, learn how to do it. Definitely. Justin, yes, I want to learn how to write covered calls. Well, you may want to take my classes. Definitely want to do that. You really have to get knowledgeable about, you have to have some knowledge about how options work and how they depreciate and everything else. And poor man covered call, I think lesson number 8 and lesson 11 and 12, or lessons 11 and 12 are in that range. Definitely probably help you out. Anyway, there you go. Oh crap, Bomb, I didn't mean anything by it. It's okay, John. We're all good. We're all good here. Not a problem. All right, 276 downdraft on the Dow Jones. We're at 867 on that SoFi, unbelievable. 154.19 on GameStop, up 60 cents. Just kind of hanging around here. AMC down 39 to 2082. That's our day. This is our day. Anyway, Shez, Justin, I'm finding I do better with a slightly more expensive stock than trying to get pennies from cheap stocks. Coyote, Justin, if you are new to covered call writing, just take it slow. It can be scary at first, but you will learn how to handle what is thrown your way. And remember, it's to always be patient and calm. My next pair, if you go to Ask Sebi YouTube channel, he has tons of videos, all different types of credit cards and rewards, all different types of travel. There we go. I know that Kara and Nate, they've covered credit card benefits as well. Of course, I'm in Canada, so I can't utilize the U.S. credit cards, unfortunately. But yeah, there's some definite places to go for savvy advice, and of course, there's Google. You can always Google for the best offers on credit cards, travel cards, perks, all that. But with cheaper stocks for writing, you can offset lower premiums with quality. You can also write more, or quantity. You can write more. That's right. If you can buy 5 calls on Cisco deep in the money, you can write 5 calls rather than buying 1 call on Goldman and writing 1 call. So obviously there's that as well. H. Gregory, Delta Sky Miles. There's another way to go. Delta Sky Miles. Absolutely. I think in Canada, we are kind of limited to American Express cards and maybe these high-end Avion type cards that some of the banks offer. There's some there. It depends, but not much. But I think at Amex, if you're definitely international traveling and you want to have lounge access, getting an Amex card is probably the way to run it. Most likely the way to do it. Anyway, yeah, there you go. GameStop 154.62. We're up $1 on the day at this point in time. Don't we have Capital One in Canada? I know we do, but I don't know if Capital One offers much in the way of perks when it comes to travel perks. They may only have their basic cards available and not their high-end travel perk cards. Something to consider. 264 loss on the Dow, 57 on S&P, and 338 on NASDAQ. Oil negative again, 52 cents again, negative on oil, jumping plus or minus 50 cents all day today, back and forth on oil. There it is. We'll see what's going on. 252 down dip on the Dow, and 154.32 on GameStop, up 73 cents. Really, really quiet on the movement so far. We've only been 149 to 159 for the high-low on GameStop, but the day isn't over. And I kind of wonder, as the day goes on, we've had 2.1 million trade today on GameStop. This is not very heavy. More selling could come in. We'll see. AMC certainly backing off yet again. That's now down 52. It tried to hit a new high. It hit 21.91 today for the high today, but then AMC tried a second time after backing off, and it could only get to 21.60. It was 31 cents short. Couldn't hit a new higher high, and now it's had the low. It's now at its lowest level since the first half hour of trading. So AMC is definitely backed off. The low of the day, 20.35. It is now 20.71, and we have given up $1.21 from the high here in the last hour. So AMC has really backed off. Now it's down $1. Looks like about $1.25, $1.30 from its high of the day to 20.64. It's only 30 odd cents away from the low of the day right now. AMC 153.75 on GameStop, up 16 cents. Not looking that strong right now. We're coming back to the flat line. Just went red. 153.37. We're red on GameStop for the third, fourth, fifth time today. We've entered the red territory again. Maybe look at a credit card linked with air miles, ask Shez. Bobby, my PC is listen to us all, Uncle Bruce. A Costco ad for a credit card with travel just popped up on my email box. laugh out loud. While you're talking about credit cards, we're typing in credit card names, and boom, you got an ad showing a credit card offer. Isn't that amazing? Credit Savage. Chase just debuted an Air Canada credit card, Uncle Bruce, gives you 100,000 points on meeting minimum spend requirements. That is equivalent to $1,500, and that's not bad. There you go. Zed Estate. Uncle Bruce, look into MBNA. They have several different programs, and they are Canadian. There's some potential there, too. Good to know. We'll do that. Keep an eye on things and just see what comes of it. Would like to be able to have a scenario where if Jen and I are looking to fly, from wherever to wherever, we can go into an airport lounge rather than have Jen sit on those hard pan chairs in the departure gate. Not very comfortable, not pleasant. I'd rather pamper her with a lounge scenario and make it a little easier. That would be my thinking. My daughter, says Zed, just reminded me to hit that like button. I'm number 233, Bruce. Thank you, Zed, for your like today, hitting that button for me. We're at 234 likes now. Thank you, everybody. Also, Coyote has mentioned to us that he's a 13-month member now of the club. He is a gold BAGEL member at the moment, joined us a year and a month ago. Thank you. Appreciate that very much that you're here and that you're a member of this channel. And of course, all of you out there who are constantly renewing your memberships every month, whether you do it manually or whether you've told YouTube to just do it automatically. I thank you all for your support of this channel. Jen and I cannot be more thrilled. We were just talking last night, Jen and I, about how the heck is Bruce going to be on the air live for Stock Markets with Bruce if we're in New Zealand. How are we going to do that? And then we had to figure out, well, how many hours are we talking about? Differential. What's the differential between time zones? And it seems that we might be 14 hours ahead of you. We might be 14 hours ahead of you in time, being in New Zealand. So the 8:30 Eastern time show might start at 12:30 midnight for me. There's that. But I would just adjust my schedule to work it. We'll see if we can work that out. Who knows? I don't sleep anyway, so what the hey. Coyote, thank you for your daily entertainment knowledge, life-changing to us here in New Orleans. You got it, buddy. Thank you. Kiwi will love it. There you go, Bobby. Kiwi will love it. We have a number of viewers down south, down under in Kiwi land in Australia. There are some people. I'm going to have to put together a meet and greet down there. I'm certain of it. That would be a lot of fun. That would be really cool to do a meet and greet down under. Man, that would be awesome sauce. GameStop down 75 cents to 152.84. Just had a little dip here coming into the market. The Dow now down 292 again, trying to, looks like it keeps threatening to break the $300 down dip barrier. NASDAQ has already gone down 359. That's 2.5%. The Dow is only down 0.8. The Dow should right now be down 900 points to match NASDAQ, just to match it. So the Dow is actually the best performing index, only down 294 points. It's the best performer on a percentage basis. So that is what's happening here today. So if the Dow loses another couple of hundred points, do not be alarmed because it is still not down as much as NASDAQ is down. There you go. GameStop down 93 cents now, 152.62. The low of the day, 149.70 on GameStop. Bobby is saying that the VIX is up now to 2430. It's popped up a little bit again. 152.62, 153.04. GameStop now in this area rather than 155 to 158. We've backed off a bit. We got up to 159.29, but now we're closer to the lows than the highs, it would appear. See how this continues on. And AMC still dripping lower, 2054 now. The low of 2035 is now within reach, 19 cents away from the low of the day for AMC. I don't know if it can hold 20 today. I don't know if AMC will hold 20. It might visit 19 today, even 18s. It might. Highcroft Mining 208 down 2 cents again. It had a little run, went positive, got up to 217, but it's now lost this 9-cent run. It's now -2, 12.9 million volume. There is no volume on Highcroft anymore. It has really, really collapsed. Gamestop volume 2.19 million, also backing off dramatically on the turnover for GameStop. So that's not going to help these stocks. My next pair, I think the American Express Platinum will probably be your best bet. The card has an annual fee of $700, but it's totally worth it. Offsets with tons of different credits. And this is something I'm curious about. Can we enjoy all kinds of benefits from the card to offset these costs? If we're on the road and we can acquire insurance, baggage allowables, lounge access, hotel stays, upgrades on plane. I mean, I'm open to suggestions because I want us to be traveling more than less. Any news on SoFi? Asked Pat. I don't have any today. Specific news for just SoFi. I do know that President Biden extended the loan moratorium for student loans until August. That had been rumored all last week and this week. Bobby, I can't remember. Is it still all about 2% interest increase? Is that what's going on here? We've got a lot of factors affecting the market right now. Inflation, higher rates, slowing economies, all kinds of issues. 153.44 now on GameStop. We're actually 153.64 rough and nickel on GameStop. We're floating and hovering around the break-even line here at the moment. All right, that's the deal. That's what's going on. I don't know. We'll see where we're at here as we keep watching this market. 287 down dip on the Dow. The low of the Dow was 34,321. We're at 34,353. So we're about 32 points away from the low of the day on the Dow. That wouldn't take much selling for that to happen. If any kind of a sell wave hits the Dow, we will go through that like nothing. But we're down 290 at the moment. Down 353 on NASDAQ, 61 on S&P. We are red there, down 33 cents on oil so far too. All right, and that is the story. Just went red again on your GameStop, 153.30 down 29 centinos, kids. Again, those of you who've written calls for this Friday expiry, next Friday expiry, and thereafter, the contracts are dropping in value because of time. Number one, that's going to help you. There's only 4 trading days next week. We're closed next Friday. The options expire next week, Thursday. If you're writing calls to next week, they're expiring Thursday night. That is your favorite. That's in your favor because that's another trading day that option gamblers can't enjoy. Obviously, if you write a contract for a week from next Friday, then obviously there's only 4 trading days next week and then 5 the day after. So 5 the next week after, I should say. So shorter time frames for options to perform. That's better for option writers. Absolutely. All righty. RBC Avion Black has the perks you are looking for, said Zed. Global Blast. I guess the consensus is AE, American Express Platinum, is the one to get. I'll look into it as well. Credit Savage. Amex Platinum equals lounge access, insurance, gold level with Hilton and Marriott, $200 airline credit, $50 biannual Saks credit, access to 1,500 lounges with priority pass, $20 monthly credits, etc., etc., etc. So this card does offer a lot of perks. Bobby, could we see a recovery spike before next week? I'm greedily hoping so. Well, we'll find out, my friend. We sure could use it. We'll see. I don't know. We're here to monitor and try to cover it. 297.7 is the Dow drop now. 297 points. Getting closer to the low of the day. The low of the day, 34,321. We're at 34,341. 20 points away from the low of the day at 299.96 on the Dow Jones, just about a 300-point drop here. We may go through it, and then we may fly beyond it. Looks like we did just go through 300 on the down dip. We're lower than 300. Yep, 303 now is the point loss on the Dow Jones. All right. Has anyone else got audio issues? I don't have any here. You may have to reload. It could be just the internet. I hear him fine, says Bobby. Have you refreshed? That might be what you need to do. You might need to refresh your link. SoFi, 856 on SoFi. This is about the low of the day. 854 here, 21.5 million. Unbelievable. We'll low of the day today. 153.58 down a penny now on GameStop. AMC 2051 down 70, falling again on AMC. We're now 15 cents away from the low of the day here, roughly. Down 63 on Matterport. ME down 28 cents. Spire down 7. ATP down 6.5. Smart Rent down 15. Cyxtera down 15. Pfizer trying to hang on to a gain. It's at 52.06 after reaching 52.84. It's given up a lot of ground here, holding still an 83-cent gain, interestingly enough, at the moment. The Dow down 295, roughly, as we are watching this market right now. There you go. I had the same issue, says Crazy Niner 49er. I just had to refresh, and my sound issues came back. I'm good. That can happen. It does happen. Sorry to say. Anyway. Lots to cover as this day goes on. Thank you all so much for being here with us today. Jen and I so do appreciate you all. Thank you to those of you who are becoming members, rolling over your memberships for another month. Thank you, guys. Any of you guys who are interested in one-on-one sessions, let me know. We'd love to have you join us. If you want to have a one-on-one Saturday or Sunday, send me a private email, and I will try to find a time for you. We'll get you set up. Here's the email address. You can always send me a message. I'm doing sessions on Saturday and Sunday this week. Let me know if you'd like to have a one-on-one session, and we'll cover your trading strategies and your account situation and what options and choices you have, which way you can kind of maneuver your investments around and see what works best for you. Let me know. I'd be happy to spend some time with you. And we'll put together a 1-hour live session, just the two of us on this channel, private setting, just us, and we'll figure out what to do to make you richer, if that's what you'd like to do. Those of you who want to learn how to write stock options, head over to this website right here, stockmarkerswithbruce.ca. Head up to the top corner. Classes are listed up there. Hit that tab, and you'll see the 12 lessons available that you can watch. Each one is about an hour, 42 hours long each. We run you $100 a class. Watch one, watch them all. Any order you want, you're fine. You can watch them as many times as you want. There's no limit as to how many times you can watch a class to learn how to write options and make some money in this market. This market is perfectly set up for option writers right now. Perfectly set up. So there you go. Thank you all for being here today. I really do appreciate it. We're going to be on again this afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern time for the final hour of trading. And then tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern prime time with Uncle Bruce for all of these guys. If you are a Gold Bagel member, you're able to join us tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Gold Bagel member only. Hang out with Uncle Bruce at prime time, 8 o'clock Eastern. Ask me anything you want about the markets, and we won't have to worry about the trading of stock interfering with our answers. We'll just get right into it, and we'll go from there. I look forward to seeing you guys, and hopefully you can come on by and catch up with us. All right. One this about all what one criticals with $100 for global entry. Is Capital One is what you're trying to talk about? You're trying to talk about the Capital One card with this $100 global entry? I'm not sure what that means. Debbie, thank you for being a thumbs up number 246. I appreciate it. Nice to have you here today. Ontario spring is happening. Baby in front of a backyard fire today, Uncle Bruce. Way to go, Bobby. Lobo Blast, we'll talk later this afternoon about more covered call beanies. The Credit Savage, Credit Coach, laughing out loud. Thank you, everybody, so much. I look forward to catching up with you guys today again at 3 o'clock. The final hour of trading today. as we will see how these stocks want to perform or not perform as we're watching these markets go through their gyrations. We're down 366, 266, 267 now on the Dow. SoFi 858, Rocket Lab 806, GameStop 154.26 up 67 cents. AMC down 63 cents. Unchanged on Hycroft. Matterport down 62 at the moment. Thank you all for being here. Oh my goodness. That felt good. That tastes great. All right. Credit card benefits. You betcha, Lobo Blast. We'll talk more about that for sure today. We are curious about those and which way to go, which way not to go. See what's going on. There it is, kids. That is the day here. We're approaching quickly the 3-hour mark of today's show. And is there a holiday on the 15th of April? I think it's called Easter. I think it's Easter Friday. Some kind of religious thing. So, we're down 8 cents on GameStop. Now we're up 3 cents on GameStop. You tell me where it's going today. We'll watch that between now and 3 o'clock. And then we'll follow it into the final hour together. See what's going on. Thank you one and all for your support. Best wishes, kind words. It's great to see you all. I will catch you this afternoon at 3. We'll shut this show down right now and let you get a little bit of a break in. I'll get a little break in as well. And we'll figure out how this market wants to play it coming on. Debbie, Monitor, Uncle Bruce, doesn't seem like I can be writing options with any of the stocks I have, which doesn't include GameStop. SoFi, Matterport, all. I can just sit and wait. That's it right now, Debbie. That's what we're doing. Waiting for the shares to do a little recovery, and then we'll start writing options again. Absolutely. Does that day affect option writing? Yes, it does. Options expire Thursday next week. All options that expire next week will expire Thursday, Zed, not Friday. Okay? And that's what we're saying. All right, guys. I will catch you at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Have a good one in the meantime. Keep an eye on these markets. And let's see what's happening one step at a time. All right. Talk to you soon, everybody. Bye for now.